Buddy, my name is Reno and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be doing another reaction video. Someone left a comment in my last Sam and Colby video that I should react to some of Project Fear stuff. And I thought, hey, that sounds like a great idea. Now, I have heard a little bit about Project Fear. I know that they had done some stuff with Zach Bagans and the Ghost Adventures crew. I think the main guy on this was like a cameraman for them for a bit before they started their own show, and then there was some controversy between the two of them, possibly Zach Bagans, trying to force him to not be able to have his show on the Travel Channel. I don't really know too much into that. I try not to get too much into, the controversies and the big dramas and all that stuff. But I've never watched any of their stuff before, so we're going to check out their latest video, which is them at the Whaley House, which is a pretty fascinating place. I'm sure they'll talk about it. But yeah, let's get into it. But before we get started, if you guys want to help me out greatly by just hitting that subscribe and like button, it really lets me know that you want to see more of this content. And by doing so, you can support the channel simply by clicking like and subscribe. I'm not asking you for money, but eventually in the future, that can then help me with my very, very terrible addiction, because I'm addicted to Monster Energy drinks. And today we're going to be cracking one open, ASMR style. Ready? You ready? Oh. Good can sound. This is the Hawaiian Blue. I get it in their red, white, and blue pack for America 250. I don't care about that, but it's delicious, and let's get started.
We're going to the Whaley House.
Like, this is the most haunted house in America.
I'm getting straight up spooky haunted house vibes.
Yo, the REM pod just went off.
That's creepy.
That's weird. It's happening already.
Dude, something back there. Whoa.
Something is showing itself.
Yeah. Hey everyone, welcome back to Project Fear. I am currently driving right now, so I'm not going to be looking at you that much. We're currently driving from the Winchester Mystery House. If you guys haven't seen that video, please stop the video, go back, watch that, then come back to this, watch it. You'll be caught up, you'll know the lore, okay? So go back, watch that, like it, subscribe.
Okay, so we're not going to do that right now. Maybe I'll react to that at another time. The Winchester house... First of all, it has nothing to do with Sam and Dean Winchester from Supernatural. It'd be a lot cooler if it did, in my opinion. It's really just this bizarre house where there's a lot of like doors that lead to nothing, stairways that just lead to a ceiling. Some people claim it's because the lady who built it was haunted by the ghosts of her, I believe, late husband's company. It might have been her father's company or something like that. But the Winchester rifle, which was a very, very popular and famous rifle back around right after the Civil War and leading into the Western expansion of the United States and all the horrible shit that happened with that. The Winchester rifle was kind of at the forefront of a lot of deaths and people dying. So some people believe that she believed she was haunted by the ghosts of the people who were killed by the Winchester rifle, and that she just kept building the house in this bizarre way to make it so that way the ghosts could never like track her down, or it would be a more difficult time to track her down. Now, if that's the case, it's very heavily speculated, because there's no like definitive like she said this verbatim is the reason why. It could very well have been she was just a little gone and was like, yeah, we're gonna build this. It could have been contracting companies that she was hiring to build this place just kept falling through, and so she would have someone else and they would come out and they'd be like, yeah, we can't do that, but we can put a roof over it, and stuff like that. It's a bizarre place. I'd love to visit it one day, but I don't know, everything that I've seen of the Winchester house, there's not, like, I haven't seen too much in terms of evidence. Now, the Whaley House is also another one. I believe it's a former courthouse. It being the most haunted house in America is really just a title. There's not going to be a definitive, this is the most haunted over any other place, because who knows, it could be some random family home that just has a metric load of spirits haunting it. But we're not going to go back and watch this. I might react to it after this one. We'll see how well I like watching their stuff. But yeah, let's continue on.
We have done a couple locations already, and now we're on the 3rd out of 4 stops. This is the location I picked. No one knows where we're going, only I do. And we're about to drive to the Airbnb, read the packet, and find out where we're going.
Been a crazy trip so far. I mean, there's so many possible haunted locations.
Okay, I believe he's the one that was working with Ghost Adventures, because his face looks familiar. But I'm not positive. Like I said, I'm not really, like, super into the whole drama behind it all. But, like, he looks incredibly familiar, and I think he was one of their cameramen. I don't think it's the other guy. But it is, I do like the fact that, you know, they say they don't know where they're going, but the Whaley House is a very, very well-known place in the paranormal investigation community. So, I'm going to take everything that, you know... For me, I would personally love it if it was like, hey, we're going to this place where no one knows where it is, right? Like, it's not like a well-known place. Like, it is just, you know, a residential home. These people have reached out saying, like, hey, these are a lot of things that are happening. I would love, personally, we're going to stop for a quick second, and, you know, I'm sure you might skip through this, but I have always wanted to pitch a show to the Travel Channel, Discovery, whomever. It's a paranormal investigation show where, you know, like, I would be the host. I would show up to the location. We would go through, we would do a walkthrough with the cameras and everything like that. We would say, like, hey, here's where, you know, these supposed things happen, right? And then we bring in 3 random people every episode. It's never going to be the same 3 people. It's always going to be 3 random people picked at random. They don't know where they're going. We blindfold them, drive them around for, you know, a half hour or whatever, so that way they lose their sense of where they are. And then we bring them into the house, say, here's your equipment, find proof of the paranormal. And so that way they're not going in and thinking like, okay, this is where, you know, the judge is known to hang out, right, in his courtroom, and you can, you know, people say that when he shows up, it smells like cigar smoke and stuff like that. They don't know any of that. They just know that they're in a house or a building that is supposedly haunted, and they've got the camera equipment to do it, and hopefully they can find some type of, you know, evidence. The issue with that, right, the reason why I don't pitch it is because these big channels, right, these big cable companies, right, they don't want to put their money into something that they don't have full control over. So, like, there's a lot of controversy with Zach Baggins in the paranormal community because every place they go to, they're like, oh, well, you know, it's haunted by demons, and not every place can have demons. So part of that might be Zach. The other part of that might also just be the fact that the Travel Channel wants to make more money, or I think it's HBO Max now, wants to make more money, and so they need people to watch it. And demons are really, really good at getting people, like, the thought of demons is a really, really good way of getting people to be like, hey, I'm going to tune into this, because, like, there's a demon there, instead of just like, yeah, there's a ghost of an old Victorian child, or someone's grandmother is haunting the place. Like, that's not nearly as captivating as, yo, there's a demon in this place. So part of it could be Zach Baggins doing it. I know he's one of the executive producers, but the other part of it, and Zach probably can't even talk about this or mention it because it's probably in his contract, is very much so like, hey, the higher ups, the people who are ultimately writing the check for all of this, they say no, it's demons, whatever it is, even if it's just like a simple grandma haunting. Like, we're gonna send you to places and it has to be demons, because that's gonna bring in the ratings, the people viewing it, right? Flannerization, basically, of the paranormal investigation is everything is demons, right? So yeah, so that's why, like, I don't pitch that to any networks, because the networks would just be like, okay, well, you know, like, we need these people to find something. Like, we can't just have an episode where there is no evidence. That's a waste of money for us. And that's happened before in the past with big ghost hunting shows. What was it? Ghost Hunters, I believe that was the name, with Taps, with Jason Hawes and his crew. They would have episodes sometimes where, like, you would know that there wasn't going to be a lot of evidence if they were going to 2 locations in the same episode. And, in fact, they came to my town. They came to a hotel in my town, and it was only half of the episode, which told us right then and there they're not going to get a lot of evidence. Now, the reason for that is because it's a hotel, and it is a working and operating hotel with a very, very popular restaurant on the bottom of it, attached to it, and it's right in the heart of downtown. So, like, there's a lot of noise. They weren't going to get a lot of stuff to begin with. But they even say in the episode, like, hey, sometimes you go ghost hunting, and you don't find anything. And the networks would see that and be like, okay, well, why did I just waste all this money on that then? So, kind of just like a little backstory of like how all that works. Now, again, am I saying that Zach Baggins is not in the wrong at all? Absolutely not. He, from what I read, was doing some pretty like shady, mean shit in the background. Do I still watch the Ghost Adventure shows? Absolutely. It's a fun thing to put on in the background while I'm doing something else and just listen and watch. It's not anything that I'm like super, super serious into. That's why I don't react to them. I will react to YouTubers and, you know, people like this who are doing it, because even though they are also trying to make money, it's, you know, it's a bit more real, right? There's no big corporation or entity out there that's like, you gotta do this, we gotta have this happen. But that's enough of me blabbering. Let's just get back into it.
California. I'm just nervous. It's already been a pretty paranormally charged road trip, and we're just hitting the midway point now.
All right, what's up, guys?
Welcome to our car.
Welcome.
This is great.
Yeah, we're having a good time. It's been a long drive so far.
Very long.
But yeah, Tanner is in control for this one. I don't know what to expect. I don't know what Tanner is even like, if he's teasing the location a bit with them.
I don't know. We never know.
No, dude, we're just stuck in here. We'll see you guys a little bit later. Thanks for checking in on us.
Thank you. We needed that.
Yeah.
Whoa, Chelsea!
No way! Where'd you get that fear gear?
Where'd you get that fear gear?
What are you talking about?
The fear gear over your head, that looks super cool. Where'd you get that?
Are you talking about feargear.shop?
I am talking about, is that where you got it? Feargear.shop?
Exactly.
Oh my god, you should go to feargear.shop if you want to look super cool, just like Chelsea. I can't wait to show you guys where we're going.
Can't wait to find out where we're going. Whoa, bump.
Okay, listen. You can go to feargear.shop. You can also go to the subscribe button right down below and hit that for me. Or, hey, Project Fear, like, send me a sticker or something. But I'm poor. Like, really, really poor, guys. I need a lot of help. I work full-time, and then I do this part-time, and then I'm a full-time dad on the side. So, like, help. Just a validation by hitting the subscribe and the like button is really all I need. Okay, we'll get back into it.
Okay, we're pulling up to the Airbnb right now. I think the others are here.
Yep, that's where they're at. Right there in front of us. Oh my God,
there.
damn, that's
You probably
right
can't even
there,
see
man.
because it's so dang bright out.
Oh my God.
Holy, I am so blown out. I need some stuff in the background here besides this black. Where's my hand going? Besides the black curtain. There we go. I need some more stuff over here. But like, holy, I am so blown out.
Gosh. Oh
There
my
we go.
God,
That's
dude.
better. I apologize.
Did you guys get any hints of where we're going?
Not really. Nothing,
really.
Nothing that'll really give us much to go off. Kinda got a lemon.
How'd you get that? You want to transition us into the packet?
Packet time!
Hi, you guys. Buddy.
Here we go.
So I believe you guys will know this place when you guys open this up. You might not know all of the history, but you might know the name.
Okay.
Chelsea?
All right. The Whaley House.
Okay. Yeah.
Located in the historic neighborhood of Old Town San Diego, the stately Whaley House.
Now, of course, everyone knows San Diego is German for the whale's vagina. It's an Anchorman reference. It's actually Spanish for Saint Diego. Anyway, we'll get back into it.
Has a long history of unfortunate tragedies and creepy hauntings dating back to its construction. In its heyday, the stately 1850s Greek Revival mansion served countless purposes, including a courthouse, theater, general store, and residence for the Whaley family.
I just realized I reacted to, I think it was the boys who came here. I'll put a link or a card up, but yeah, I reacted to this place before with the boys. So I'm curious to see what kind of paranormal investigation techniques this group uses, and like what evidence they might find compared to what they found in the boys. So this is interesting. This is the first reaction that I've done to a location that I've already done a reaction to, so I'm very curious to see what they find.
The grand home was built in 1855 by Thomas Whaley, a New York merchant who had eagerly moved his family business to California during the California Gold Rush. He eventually purchased the piece of land in Old Town San Diego, where the home is built. He and his wife, Anna, and their 3 young children moved into the house in 1857, despite knowing that the land had previously been used for hanging criminals, and within a few months opened a general store inside the residence. Okay, so not only does the home have history, but the land has history.
Yes, exactly. And all around it used to be a cemetery, and it has one of the most haunted cemeteries in San Diego right next door.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, no wonder it's the most haunted house in America.
Yeah. And right where the house is built is exactly where the gallows were, where they would hang people.
Damn, really? Like right on top of it?
So yeah, there were hangings there. I may have been mistaken when I said it was an old courthouse. I think they did something to do with that, because there's definitely what looks to be like a small stage, possibly. I might be thinking of a different place. Again, there's so many places out there. For me to remember all of them off the top of my head is crazy. But yeah, if this place was built on a former gallows, that means that there's going to be a lot of energy there, just from the violent manner in which the people died. Now, they did mention a graveyard. Personally, I don't believe graveyards are haunted. For me, they're hallowed ground, which means no spirits are really going to be there, just the bodies. Spirits can't really touch down on any hallowed ground place. But there could have been other things. There could have been something to disturb the hallowedness of the cemetery, possibly the fact that like this house was built, which uprooted a lot of the land. It could have uprooted any of the blessings that might have been there. But yeah, again, it's a little, I don't know, the cemeteries and graveyards to me usually, I don't feel ever have any sort of like evidence. It's also completely open to nature and the elements, so anything that you do get, you have to take with a very heavy grain of salt.
Right on top of it.
Yeah, I mean, that's got to do something to it.
Of course. I mean, like, that's where people's final breaths were, and they were criminals. So that type of energy is still stuck in the house today.
Most were criminals. In the West, a lot of people were hung for crimes they didn't commit. There's a reason why it was called the Wild West and the Lawless West. A lot of people were hung. Usually gallows were hung for criminals, but a lot of times it could have just been like this person had enough money to pay off any judge that was there to say like, yeah, Jim Bob was the one who, stole all the cattle, even though the cattle was already his to begin with. A lot of people probably died there. Were they all criminals? Who knows? Who knows the severity of their crimes too? Like, hangings would happen for a lot of different reasons.
From the day Thomas Whaley and his family moved into their San Diego home, he believed something otherworldly resided there. Strange sounds and disembodied footsteps heard during the wee hours of the morning were first reported by Anna shortly after moving into the house. In a letter to Thomas on June 22nd, 1857, when he was away on business, Anna wrote, "I am often startled out of my sleep in the night, thinking you have come home." Later, Thomas Whaley attributed these unearthly footfalls to Yankee Jim Robinson, one of the 3 criminals executed on the gallows located on the property before the house was built. Many believed that his home was destined to be haunted before it was even built because of the violent history of the land. The public hanging of Yankee Jim was especially disturbing, as the executioners failed to factor in his height, a reported 6'4", and as a result, Jim's toes scraped the ground, and the strangulation took a grueling 45 minutes for Jim to slowly die.
So yeah, hangings are a very, very brutal way to die. There's a reason why during the French Revolution they did not hang all of the aristocrats and the nobles. They switched to the guillotine because the guillotine was quick and efficient, and it was over in a second. Hangings could last anywhere from a couple of seconds to a couple of hours, depending on the severity, a whole bunch of factors. And they were public. Like, these were not things like today when someone gets sentenced to death anywhere in the world. It's usually done in a room. Very few people are witnessing it. It's usually there's a coroner there. There is a judge present. There are the key either witnesses or people who were affected by the person who is being put to death. So like the victim's family, say if it was a murderer who murdered 3 people, a couple of the family members might be there in attendance, and several officers. 100 years ago, when you had public executions, it was the talk of the town. Everyone was there. You all showed up. It was one of the very few things that you actually got to do as a community, which is a really morbid thing to think about, but they would all show up there, and that then fuels more of the energy that's going to linger there, because it's not only someone having a violent death, it's people reacting in almost like a joyous way sometimes. Like, if this was a really hated person, like, people were excited for it to be happening. They do say only 3 people were hung there. Usually they could have built the gallows there randomly to hang those 3 people, but who really knows how many people. Public executions in America, at least, were not that notorious, not that well known. Like, didn't happen all that often all throughout America's history. If you were to go to places like London or France and stuff like that, there were a lot more public executions, but their countries have also been around longer. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of like negative energy surrounding this household from the beginning, just from those deaths.
At that point, why do you not just retry and do something different?
Well, apparently the rope wasn't long enough to actually have the snap of his neck. The rope was just enough where he was just being slowly strangled to death.
Such a terrible way to die. So inhumane.
100%. And the other crazy thing is Yankee Jim was so tall that the coffin that they put him in was too small for him, that they had to break his legs, his ankles, just to shove him into the coffin.
Yeah, I mean, all that. Of course, his spirit is still there. Of course, he's angry. It's a lot to happen to you as you die.
Right.
What did he do?
So he and 3 other people got super drunk, and as they were trying to steal a boat, the cops came, and 2 of them ran off, and Yankee Jim was the one who got caught. Back then, stealing was punishable by death.
Oh my
gosh.
That type of stealing, like stealing a boat. And apparently he was known as like the town.
Yeah, there were different levels. Stealing boats, punishable by death. Stealing cattle, that was a big one. A lot of deaths in the West, in terms of like capital punishment, were from people who were convicted of stealing cattle. It was a very big thing. You did not want to get caught stealing cattle.
Drunk, and he was always getting into fights. So I almost, this is an assumption, I almost feel like the town was just like, that's the final straw, let's get rid of him.
It wasn't long after the Whaley family moved into the home that their troubles began. 1858 brought hardship and disaster to Thomas Whaley and his family. In January of that ill-fated year, their young son, 18-month-old Thomas, died of scarlet fever inside the home. Not long after, an arson set fire raged through the house, destroying the Whaley's store and $3,000 worth of merchandise.
So $3,000 in 1858 is approximately around $120,000 worth of damage now. So that's a lot of stuff. That could ruin your life.
Discouraged, the grief-stricken family decided that they needed a change of scenery and moved from the cursed house to San Francisco. 10 years later, they returned to the refurbished Whaley House, hoping that the darkness that had fallen over the property had moved on or subsided.
Spoiler alert. It did not. Things get much worse, as I'm sure they're about to go over.
Once back in San Diego, the Whaley House was again buzzing with activity. They reopened their general store, and the second floor was rented to a traveling troupe of performers led by showman Thomas Tanner, who turned that space into San Diego's first commercial theater. Thomas Tanner.
That is actually the reason why I wanted to go here.
Okay, so that's what I was thinking of. They've got a stage there. There was a traveling troupe. But yeah, that's a lot of energy and a lot of negative energy that is coalescing and condensing itself into a small space. So you're going to start seeing more and more activity. The arson itself was set by an arsonist, which they did mention. They don't mention who said it. But that is such a violent thing to happen that it's probably going to just... and the pun I'm about to say is fully intended, add more fuel to the fire.
That's it.
I honestly was actually super pumped up whenever I did that round. I was like, no way, sick.
Thomas Tanner, a showman.
Yeah.
He was a showman.
Yeah. He was...
This guy over here, the one with the rose on his shirt, reminds me a lot of Nick Roth, appearance-wise. Nick Roth was, again, one of the members of Ghost Adventures. He was the one who left and has had many issues with Zach Baggins in the past. I won't get into that here.
The leader of the Tanner troop.
No way.
Yeah.
However, just 1 week after Whaley's return to their home, Thomas Tanner died in his sleep after a performance, and his troupe of performers were forced to disband. So they move home, they let these people into their house, and a week later, this guy dies. Man, this place is cursed. By 1870, local merchants began to shift their business to a newer part of town, leading to somewhat of a financial crisis for the family. In 1871, when Thomas was away on a business trip, a group of armed men held Anna Whaley at gunpoint as they seized the courthouse records from the home. This, many say, was a traumatic and dark turning point for the family and the house. On January 5th, 1882, two of the Whaley daughters, Violet Eloise and Anna Amelia, got married inside the home. Unfortunately for Violet, her new husband, George, turned out to be a con artist who only married her for her fortune, tortured by the public humiliation.
Okay, so I did know about that. I did not actually know about the armed robbery that happened. That is honestly really fascinating. Again, that's more negative energy. Something people might not realize is the energy that you yourself give off, right, can affect your surroundings. So not only can things like stress and anxiety and all that stuff affect you physically and mentally, it can also affect the energy that is gathering around you and just kind of pile up and up until eventually it hits a breaking point where everything starts boiling over, and then you start getting these negative attachments, these negative spirits, poltergeists and stuff like that, all of that stuff coming in.
Shame and betrayal. An already melancholy Violet, prone to bouts of depression and self-isolation, became deeply despondent, and in July of that year attempted to end her life by jumping into the cistern before being rescued by her father. Although this attempt was unsuccessful, Violet Whaley fatally shot herself in the chest with her father's .32 caliber pistol in the backyard several weeks later. Younger sister Corinne Lillian was engaged at the time of Violet's death, but her fiancé broke off the engagement because of the scandals surrounding the Whaley family. After so many misfortunes, Thomas made the decision to move his family from the doomed home where so many tragedies had robbed them of their happiness. He built a single-story frame home for the remaining family members in another part of town, far away from the painful memories of the Whaley House. Years later, Anna would move back to the home with two of her adult children, George and Lillian, all of whom would eventually die on the property.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Mm-hmm. Feels like it's the house, too.
Yes.
Because, they moved away for 10 years and were fine. He should have never brought them back.
Exactly.
Honestly, that's way darker of history than I was thinking this place had. That's really sad. And weirdly enough, I've never married a con artist. I've never been through any of that, but it's weirdly relatable. I don't know how. It's just I I can't even put into words.
Like, it's a lot of everyday things. Like, it's nothing like crazy that happened. It could easily happen to anybody.
I feel like in a home, like everyone's home, there's like things that happen that aren't newspaper headings, but like it is relatable because not everyone knows all the things that happen within your own home. But it's a vulnerable thing to like have your family's darkest moments imprinted in history. A lot of these things people wouldn't have shared with the public.
And part of the reason why it was probably shared was because they were such a prominent family in the community, right? They own the general store where people can come by. They're going to be there every day to buy things. At the time, they didn't have things like Walmarts or Hannaford's or Aldi's and stuff like that where you could just go there every single day and pick up what you need. You went to the general store. They had a whole bunch of stuff. If they didn't have it, they would order it for you. And so they became a very central part of the community. So when a member of that family dies, the community then talks about it. And we already know that the community in this area, right, was very condensed because public hangings. People are going to show up to watch that. And yeah, everything that's really happening is kind of like everyday things. Ask yourself, who do you know that's been in a relationship, right, that has ended badly because the other person turned out to be a walking red flag, as we call them now, right? Like, this man was a con artist. Con artists are very good at disguising all of the red flags, but sometimes people can still point them out and be like, hey, I don't trust this guy. You know someone that's happened to. It could be you that's happened to. It's happened to me. I've been in relationships like that before where the other person turns out to just be a really bad person. And like, there's nothing you can do really to stop it from happening. It's gonna happen sometimes. But yeah, at the time too, gossip is a big thing, especially in smaller communities. Like San Diego today is massive, but back then it's not even comparable, right? Like, the population is probably nowhere near what it is today back then, so a lot of people talked. And yeah, the house itself could very well just be cursed. And unfortunately with that, because there's so much energy and so much death and so many issues there's no real way to cleanse it. Now, you yourself could do a cleansing at home, actually, and we'll go into that really quickly before we continue. But when I mentioned the negative energy, there is a way to cleanse yourself of negative energy that might be attached to you or to your home, and it's with this right here. A little hard to tell because of the lighting, but this is sage. Now, there's two types of sage out there. There's big bush sage, and then there's white sage. I recommend using the big bush. White sage is currently, I believe, endangered, but it's also very, very, what's the words I'm looking for? Very, Native Americans use it a lot. It's very culturally significant. There we go, to the Native American tribes. It's endangered because so many people are like, oh, I'm going to use the white sage to cleanse my house. Big bush sage works just as well. If you don't want to use sage, you can even use things like incense. The Catholics, for instance, if you've ever seen videos of like a Catholic funeral, or if you've ever been to a Catholic funeral, they have this big censer on a string. It's like a big, kind of almost looks like a pot, and it's got smoke billowing out of it. That is incense, and they use incense to kind of appease the spirits and help them, move on. And you can use incense like that. The big ones that the Catholic Church use that I've been able to find are frankincense and myrrh, hence two of the gifts that they gave to Christ when he was born. Frankincense and myrrh are both incense. For those of you who don't know, everyone knows what gold is. Gold is gold. But you can also do things like lavender, any type of incense. And all you have to do is you light it so it catches flame, blow it out so that way it's smoldering and smoking, and then you walk around your place, right? You walk around your home, your apartment, whatever area you were trying to cleanse. You make sure the smoke gets into all the corners of the room, and with intent, you need to say, I want all negative energies gone from my home. You are not welcome here. You cannot stay here. You have to have intent, okay? You can't just walk around half-assed and be like, all right, I did it, whatever. It's not going to work. To cleanse yourself, you do the same thing. You light it, you blow it out, you get the smoke. You start at your feet, and you kind of let the smoke wrap around your body all the way up to your head, and you say, I do not want any negative energy, any negative spirits attached to me. You are not welcome here. You need to leave me and be gone. Also with intent. So that's a very simple way of doing a cleansing, right? The Whaley House, probably not possible. It's probably so heavily condensed there that all the sage is going to do is just kind of make the room smell like sage. But just a little tidbit for you guys if you ever want to do a cleansing.
The hauntings. Visitors don't just report a feeling here, they report encounters. Throughout the home's history, inhabitants, workers, and visitors have experienced strange and mysterious phenomena in and around the otherwise seemingly normal house. Mists, lights turning on and off by themselves, are all signs that the Whaley House still belongs to the many who called it home over the years. The first and most well-known spirit to linger within the house and on the grounds was that of Yankee Jim Robinson. This is the entity that seemed to haunt Thomas and the Whaley family during their time in the home. The infamous criminal's disgruntled soul made eerie noises, loud, dragging footsteps, and disembodied footprints around the property, continually scaring Whaley family members throughout their lifetime. Of the lingering energy in the home, his is the most oppressive and sinister. He often appears in the entryway, near where he was likely hanged, as a tall, shadowy figure with an oddly long neck. Visitors who claim to see him often complain of sudden pressure around their throats and chests. That's creepy, like visual.
I mean, just knowing what happened to him too, with the hanging being botched.
Thomas, Anna, and several other spirits have also been felt within the home, on the stairwells, and on the property. Thomas is most often spotted in the parlor, where a tall gentleman figure can be seen standing in the doorway, or sometimes as a reflection in the mirror. Staff and visitors describe his spirit as being watchful, almost as if he is still keeping a protective eye over the home. Many have seen him dressed in his frock coat and top hat, standing on top of the stairs. Sightings of a woman in a long dress in the downstairs rooms are said to be Anna Whaley. She is often most detected near the parlor mirrors, where a draft accompanies her presence. She is known to give the feeling of standing behind you, and oftentimes the aroma of French perfume.
So let's talk about that real quick. They say the aroma of French perfume is sometimes smelt, and they believe that she is around. So that could be a sign of a spirit. However, there is also a very scientific explanation for that, and that is wood. So a lot of old wood that they would use for furnitures, right? And when I say old wood, I mean back in the day when they would use wood to build tables and chairs and everything like that, was very porous. And if you were a person who was known to wear the same perfume over and over again, and you use these tables or these chairs, sometimes that scent would then absorb into the wood. And then what happens is years later, right, the sunlight hits the wood, or it's a very warm day, and those pores kind of open up and release that scent. And so you'll see this a lot with like old cigar tables, where the table still, after decades of not having any cigars or cigar smoke on it, still has that lingering scent because it's been absorbed into the wood. So it could very well be that you're walking into the room, it's warm, maybe this was the room that she spent a lot of time in, she wore a lot of perfume, it was heavy, and it lingered and stuck to those objects, right? It could also be a spirit.
Have to search for paranormal activity at the Whaley House. It clusters in certain spots over and over again. Violet's bedroom. This is the emotional core of the house. The room feels inexplicably heavy with sadness. The heartache that was experienced in this room is evident from the moment you enter the doorway. The sound of soft crying or someone grieving is a common sound here, along with cold spots near the window and bed. Violet's figure can be seen near the window, both from within and outside the house, and sometimes her forlorn face is seen peering from behind the lace curtains. Visitors report sudden waves of sadness or anxiety in her bedroom. The main staircase. This is the epicenter of the home and of the paranormal activity. The sound of phantom footsteps going up and down the stairs are a spooky reminder of the bustling activity that took place in the house over the years. Apparitions on the landing are common and vanish as quickly as they appear. People describe feeling watched from above, and cameras, gear, and phones glitch here more than anywhere else. Many of the tour guides say if something is going to happen in the Whaley House, it happens on the stairs. The old courtroom. When you enter this room, it feels like you have walked into something that is...
So there was a courtroom. I was right. Okay. Listen, there's a lot of stuff in my brain that gets jumbled up a lot. But yeah, there's no courtroom. I will say so far, watching these guys, I kind of prefer the way Sam and Colby do it a little bit, where they will be in the area and then cut to themselves at another time talking about the location that they're in. But also, I do kind of like how they're getting all of this stuff out now, and then hopefully what that means is once they're done talking about all the rooms, they're going to go, and then all we're going to get is just investigation. So that's my hope going forward to this.
Is already in progress, almost like you are intruding. It's common to feel sudden chills and the feeling of being stared at in this space. The energy in the old courtroom feels charged with emotion, ranging from anger and frustration to excitement and chaos. Shadow figures are commonly seen either sitting on the benches or lingering around the table. Most haunted houses tend to feel like echoes. The Whaley House feels occupied.
Yeah. This is gonna be no...
I like that line. That's a good line. Whoever wrote that, I give you props to that. That is a good line. I like that.
Joke.
The one positive thing is it sounds like we talked about the area is cursed, and it's not necessarily maybe the family. It's like that house, that plot of land, like whoever's in it might feel cursed and like bad things happen, but hopefully it doesn't mean we take that curse away from the house.
We're coming from two massive locations, the Preston Castle, the Winchester House, but we know from experience that sometimes these smaller houses pack the biggest punch. Some of our worst nights were in houses.
Exactly.
Specifically the one you
I was just going to say.
You took it.
I mean, that's exactly.
The Sally House is also another really famous haunted place, and that was just it was a residential house for the longest time. Now it's owned by the city, and they do paranormal investigation nights there and everything like that. But one of the reasons why you could say that the smaller the location is, the more active it seems, is just that it is smaller. So it's not as if we go to this big mansion or this big castle and like we're in one room and all the activity's happening in a room 100 yards away that we can't even hear or see. We don't even think about it because we're in this room. Whereas in a small house or a smaller building, I'm in the living room here, right, that we can see behind them, or whatever this room whatever they're going to call this room, or they're at their Airbnb right now. So I'd be in the living room here, right? I could probably hear what's happening in the bedroom if something's happening in the bedroom because it's really close to me. So the smaller the location is, sometimes the better evidence you're going to be able to get. It also means that you don't have to have nearly as much equipment running all over the place.
Exactly what I was like. That was one of the craziest nights, and tomorrow we're doing it. 24 hours, we will be in the Whaley House.
Got about a day to prepare.
Yep.
Whoa!
And the light just went off.
Perfect timing.
Wow.
Well,
Whaley, go to bed.
well, let's go to bed.
I Whaley wanted to say that one.
I really wanted you to say that one too.
Okay.
I Whaley want you guys to hit the like and subscribe button.
It is time. We're going to the Whaley House. Here we go. We're en route to go to the most haunted house in America. I'm actually so excited to finally go in there and check it out.
Check it out. How you doing, Chels?
I'm nervous. Haunted houses freak me out, and the history here is unlike any place we've ever been. I cannot stop thinking about like what this family went through.
Like, this is the most haunted house in America. That's what they call it. Which, when you said that yesterday, I kind of just thought that's a title you gave it, but that's the title they go by, which is crazy.
Yeah, this is no.
And so, like, that could also just be marketing for them, like, to get more people to, because it's also a museum where people can come pay money and, you know, do an investigation. But that's why the TV show that I was talking about earlier that I want to pitch, you know, they'd know, hey, we're going to somewhere haunted, but that's as much as they know. They won't know any of the history behind it. They won't know any of the, like, hot spots in the location. They would just know this place is supposedly haunted and we have a little bit of equipment. We got to try and find evidence.
No joke, this is the real deal. We're about to go into one of the most haunted spots ever.
All right, what's up? So we are now officially heading to the Whaley House right now. I'm a little nervous for the fact that, like, we all kind of had the same feeling where it feels like this area has like a curse on it. Yeah. Like there's something to do with this area that has cursed the Whaley family, and all of those who are around this property are just hit with bad luck.
No, dude.
It's so intriguing too, because I feel like a lot of these smaller places have so much more history packed into them than some of the big places that we go to.
True.
Like, this has decades of different lives lived on this property, and all turning out not great. It's going to be interesting.
Very, very interesting.
Getting close. This is the road.
Very, very close to it right now. This is the weird, awkward, nervous jitters.
This is giving me like serious Sally House vibes.
I know.
You can see it right now.
Can you?
Yeah. It's this one with the white balcony terrace right there.
Oh, right there.
Yeah. Look at that.
Oh.
It's also the one that has the big sign that you can't really see. It's that circle there that says the Whaley House. Very easy to find, which also means very easy for fans or people who just want to be quote-unquote trolls to come and mess with you while you are doing an investigation. We've seen it happen before with the Sally House, actually, to be specific, with Sam and Colby, where they were at the Sally House and they heard what sounded like someone knocking and, you know, voices, and it turned out it was a couple of fans who saw them earlier and were like, hey, we know exactly where they're going and we want to, like, say hi to them and everything like that. So it's always possible. That's another issue with a lot of these, like, really famous, well-known places. You have the outside interference that's going to be an issue, but also it could be that they do so many investigations that sometimes the energy of the spirits is just no longer there. They're just tired, they are exhausted because they're fueling you, you're somewhat fueling them, right? So a lot of the evidence just might not be happening anymore because they've just been trying to make themselves known for so long and using so much energy that who knows how much they have left. But yeah, hopefully they don't have any outside interruptions.
Oh God.
I know.
All right, we are getting very close to the Whaley House.
It's one of the. Oh, wait.
Oh, there it
There's
is.
the sign.
Oh
my God.
Okay, it's actually a little bit bigger than I thought it would be.
Okay.
All right, let's go check this place out.
Let's do it.
There they are.
What's up, guys?
What up?
Dude, this is sick.
Right? This is nuts.
Oh, this is gonna be a night.
Welcome to the Whaley House, everyone. America's most haunted house. And we're about to spend the night here.
This is like such a funny like look around the city too, because it's like people having fun at these restaurants, and we're gonna go be terrified inside.
Exactly.
I just can't believe.
And so that's, again, that outside interference. If people are being really, really loud and really, like, obnoxious outside, that sound can travel into the building and your equipment can pick it up. Whether you pick it up or not, like with your ears, might be a different story, but your equipment can sometimes pick it up. So you have to remember that when reviewing the footage. That, like, okay, is this a disembodied voice or is this a drunk person outside who's just being rowdy?
Tanner built this place.
Yeah, this is the house that I built.
Wow.
All right, should we go walk in, check it out?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. I'm ready.
All right, welcome to our new home.
Welcome to our new home.
Time to do some ghosting.
Time to do some ghosting.
Okay.
My goodness.
Wow, dude.
Yeah, this is it.
The house moved.
No?
House has moved?
Bro, I just had
Already?
the biggest vertigo ever.
No way, for real?
No, swear.
I literally felt like I went like this.
No shot.
Dude, wait, walk in here.
Like you got like an elevator?
That's actually weird. It's happening already.
Like Chelsea, like an elevator? Like when you
Yes.
like get vertigo
but
in the elevator?
way worse.
What?
Like, I felt like I just experienced an earthquake.
I'll tell you about it in a second, but that
I'm not.
100% would explain something.
That's creepy. What a way to walk in.
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding. It's never happened to me.
So it could be something spiritual. It could also be the fact that this building is like over 100 years old, and maybe the foundation is shifting a little bit. It'd be difficult to tell without actually like having like a carpenter come in and be like, yeah, it's not perfectly level. But who knows? It could very well be something spiritual. That could be the place where Yankee Jim was hung, was in that room. That could be where the gallows itself was.
Location ever.
Dude, it was right away. The second you walked in.
Oh my gosh, let's get settled.
All right.
Which, I'm going to call it right now. If that is the case, you guys have to hit the like and subscribe button.
Let's set up our gear, let's bring it all in, and let's get started with the night.
All right.
All right, we are officially in the Whaley House, and we have put all of our gear inside. We've gotten a quick look at the front entrance, and now it's time to do the overnight. How's everyone feeling so far?
I'm getting straight up spooky haunted house vibes. I don't know about you guys.
Right away, honestly. I mean, you walked into this room and felt vertigo right away. That's actually kind of wild, especially with this room.
What was that?
So I walk into this room right away, and I actually felt like I went down like 6 inches. Not like a little bit. Like I felt like I asked you if the house moved.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get vertigo. That was incredibly strange to start feeling like that the second I walked through the door.
So you felt that you like dropped 6 inches?
Yes.
In this room is exactly where the gallows were.
No way.
I called it. What did I say? Did I remember that from the last time when the boys were here? Maybe. I don't know. I don't think so. I forgot I even reacted to them, so maybe it's just super deep in my brain. But also, maybe I won the bet. And y'all gotta like and subscribe. Get wrecked. Also, I do like that they are doing kind of black and white filter here. It's a little bit easier on the eyes than the full, like, green of night vision.
Yeah, I swear. Right here is right where the gallows were, where they hung people and they would drop.
Shut up.
That is crazy.
It's actually insane. Like, when you said that, like, you felt like that, I was just like, we gotta get started.
You guys.
That's crazy.
So right in this room.
I'll show you right here. You said you felt the drop right here?
Yep, right as I walked in.
This archway right here is exactly where they had the gallows.
No way.
Yes.
You should.
What?
Connor?
He's right there.
Did you hear that?
Dude, wait, were you hearing stuff back there?
Right behind us, like over in one of these 2 rooms.
Dude, I didn't even say anything, but when we first walked in here, I legit heard walking that way, and I just thought it was you.
No, that was not me.
No way, dude. I actually got scared, but I'm like, I'm not trying to like freak everyone out. You heard like walking that
Oh
way?
yeah, I thought you had moved to get behind me.
No.
Weird.
All right.
So that is something too, when you are doing an investigation, that it's really up to you whether or not you want to announce it immediately when you experience something that you think is paranormal. Because sometimes it is just as simple as the house is settling, or the person in front of you is walking and it just happened to echo a little bit. So it really is up to you. You got to use your instincts, sometimes common sense when you're doing these things. It's really when, if you notice multiple people are reacting, that then you can be like, okay, listen guys, like he just said, right as we walked in, I thought I heard somebody walking down there while we were all standing here. It can be difficult sometimes to know when you're first starting, but after a while you will realize, okay, hey, now's when I should bring this up.
What is happening?
It's happening so fast. This isn't the only part of this room I want to show you guys, but right here, this isn't the same couch, but this is the exact area that Thomas was holding Violet when she bled out.
No way.
There used to be a couch here, and obviously it was a gunshot, so she was bleeding out, so that couch is gone, but right here is exactly where. So not only do you have the replica gallows or the representation of gallows, but you have Violet's last breaths right here.
I was going to say, yeah, it's a representation of the gallows. Gallows would not be arched. They would just be a simple frame, usually made by just, not 2x4s, but like just straight wood, because it was just easier and didn't cost as much to build them that way, and it's a lot faster. So you would just have a basic block frame with a base where the executioner would stand, the judge would stand, and the criminal would stand with the rope around their neck. And one of two things would happen. Either the criminal would be on a block of some sort, and then once they said, okay, we sentence you to death, to hanging, they would kick the block out from under them, or there would be a trap door. That trap door would open, and then they would fall through, and in an ideal world, with a execution happening, the rope snaps, or snags, I should say, and snaps their neck instantly, and they just die. That's an ideal world. It did not happen like that every time. In the case of Yankee Jim, where the rope was not long enough and he was too tall, so he had both the misfortune of slowly strangling to death and his feet hitting the ground. You don't want their feet to hit the ground, because then the rope can't do its job and, cause a jerk.
And like, this is an actual chair from the house. This isn't the original one where Violet bled out on, but this was in the house when the Whaleys lived here. All right, I think this would be a good time to break out the PS device. Chelsea has it, and we can start asking some questions.
Whoever's in this house right now, we have a device right here, and you can use that device to choose words. It might be hard for you at first, but we'd love to hear from you if you could talk to us.
I do not know what a PS device is. I wonder if it's a version of like the Oculus, in which there is an electronic dictionary inside where you can manipulate, or a spirit I should say, can manipulate the electromagnetic field around you and then pick out certain words. If that's the case, you want words that are going to correlate to the questions you are asking, right? So if you ask, hey, what's your name? Maybe the name April is in there. It's not like a dictionary. It's just thousands upon thousands of words in there. And they would say April or, Jim, right? But sometimes it'll just come through with like random words, and you'll see that a lot where it's just random words, and then people will try to connect them together to explain something to do with the history, the hauntings, stuff like that. So I am curious to see if this is like a version of the Oculus.
Ledge?
Looked it up. It is essentially just an Ovilus, but I believe it looks like to be a little bit cheaper than the Ovilus. A lot of the comments on it were just people saying that it'll just shoot off random words and stuff like that, which, again, the same thing with the Ovilus. It's paranormal investigation, so you got to be able to take everything that you get, all of the evidence that you get, with a grain of salt, and know that sometimes some of these things are just devices to get you to spend money on. But again, let's see what they find. They've got ledge. I'm sure they're going to say that that has something to do with the hanging, because you fall through and you're standing on a ledge, but we'll see.
Ledge? That's kind of creepy. Like,
For the gallows?
yeah, that's where my brain went.
Stepping off the ledge.
Stepping off the ledge.
I mean, you literally just felt like you dropped. That's
Right.
weird. Weird word.
Are any of the Whaleys here? Can you come into the room?
One.
One.
O-N-E.
O-N-E, one.
One of them's here, or is it just one thing's here?
Yeah, we were asking if any of the members of the family were here. It said one.
One is.
Which one? Which member of the...
Did you hear that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
thud.
Yeah.
Definitely came from upstairs.
Yes.
Can you try to be more specific, if you can, on which one of you is talking with us right now?
Trouble. Okay, who would be in trouble?
Oh, the one guy that got hung, right?
Yankee Jim.
Yankee Jim, maybe.
Yankee Jim, is this you?
Maybe the response one.
Chest.
Violet! Violet! Shot herself in the chest.
No way, dude. And you.
So you see what I mean, where they'll hear a word and they'll try to, make it correspond to some type of history of the location, something to do with the spirit, stuff like that. Violet shot herself in the chest with her father's revolver. Again, it really all depends. I personally don't think you need anything like this to do ghost hunting. I don't think any of this stuff is going to give you credible evidence. I think it's going to give you, what's the word I'm looking for? Non-consequential? Is that the word I'm looking for? It's like if you were to... The reason why they don't use eyewitness accounts in most court cases, right? Because who knows what exactly you saw at the time that you saw it. I will say, the things you do need to get good, concrete, paranormal evidence are three things. Three things. Not including the location. Location is 4, but 3 things. First thing. This guy right here. We talk about this every single episode. This is a digital voice recorder. This is a Sony. I bought this for about $80. That was about 5 years ago. I don't know how much it costs now. Basically what you do is you turn this on, you ask a question, you wait, then you ask another question, and then you wait, and then you ask another question, and then you go back and you listen. And in between those questions, you might get answers from someone who is not there speaking to you. And they're usually very quiet, usually whispers. A lot of the time, it's going to be kind of like, and people will try to be like, I think it said orange or whatever. But you can get concrete answers from one of these. Second thing that you need, and this is actually the most important thing that you need, is a camera. This is a Panasonic. I bought this for about $1,000. Again, this was about 5 or 6 years ago. This shoots in 4K and in night vision. Whole reason why I bought it was for those two things, 4K and night vision. This you do not need. This thing up top here, this is just a Rode mic that I got just to get some better audio when I'm doing short films and videos and stuff like that. You don't need one of these. This right here that's on top of the mic, this is just called a cattail. This helps reduce wind noise if you're in a windy location. It reduces the amount of air that, like when the mic hits it, it diffuses it. So you don't get a lot of like when you're talking. So you want a camera. It does not need to film in night vision. It's better if you can, because you can get things like orbs and stuff like that, which you normally can't see in regular vision unless they are incredibly bright. So you need one of these. The third thing that you need, and that everyone in today's day and age has, and can actually replace the other two things, is one of these. It's a smartphone. Your phone can do pretty much everything that you need. I personally believe that if we do ever get concrete proof of the paranormal, it's going to come from somebody's phone. Your phone has a camera on it. It can record videos on it. Your phone can has a voice recorder on it. It can record audio on it. So if you really want to get started and just go into like small areas, all you need to use is your phone. You can get apps on here that have things like Spirit Box and stuff like that. I haven't used them. I personally don't know if I trust the apps themselves that give you access to the Spirit Box because who knows what type of coding there is in the background that the maker used to try to trick people into buying it, right? So like, who really knows? So yeah, all you need, a phone or a digital recorder and a camera, and you can go out and you can do any type of ghost hunting that you want. You can get things like the Spirit Box and the Ovulus and, you know, books and pencils to try to get spirits to write in them. Most of your evidence is going to come from camera or a digital recorder, and you don't need to go out and spend a lot of money on it, right? I bought my camera for $1,000 because it filmed in 4K and because I wanted to shoot short films and stuff like that, which you can find on my channel. I've only got one up right now, but I do upload every now and again short films. And the digital recorder solely for ghost hunting. So you can go out, you can go buy a $200-300 camera, right, and a flashlight, and use that if you want to go out ghost hunting. You don't have to have all the big name bells and whistles to go out and do things. So don't ever think like, oh, I can't go do this because I don't have tens of thousands of dollars, the big equipment that these guys use. These guys have a huge budget that they're getting from their subscribers, their members, if they have membership channels, from networks, because I believe they had a show with the Travel Channel, so they probably had revenue coming from them, right? So you don't need to worry about that. These guys are the big guys. Chances are, if we ever do get concrete proof of paranormal evidence, again, it's not going to come from these big name channels. It's going to come from you. It's going to come from the everyday people on their phones or on a small camera who just happen to capture it. But yeah, let's get back into this. I'll stop rambling for like 2 minutes at least, and then I'll ramble some more about another thing that they're going to bring up.
We're just explaining. This is where she passed.
No way. Violet, are we talking to you?
Chest.
That's crazy.
Violet, we've heard your story and find it to be incredibly sad. Can you talk to us? Are you still here?
Violet, if this is you, can you describe what happened to you before you ended your life?
Thomas, are you here? This is where you were holding your daughter and she was taking her final breaths. We'd like to be able to talk to you too, Thomas, because we all find what you did pretty amazing.
Whoa. Did you not hear that right above me?
I thought I heard that too.
It sounded like someone took a step. Is anything directly above me?
That is something. A lot of old buildings too will just make thuds. They'll just make thumps. It's the wood and everything in there that was used to build the house expanding or contracting. It happens naturally with heat and cold and stuff like that. Older houses, it's called settling. You can also hear too when they step, the floorboards are creaking, so that's something you got to be mindful of when you are investigating. What does the floor sound like when you're just naturally standing on it, walking around? Humans have a very difficult time standing perfectly still for an extended period of time. Our bodies naturally want to shift and move, so that way our muscles aren't being filled with some type of calic acid or something like that. If you hold your arms up like this for a long time, your arms are going to, real quick, your arms are going to start feeling heavier and heavier and heavier, and that's because there's acid that's building up because your body needs to move, and you're going to shift positions and stuff like that to be more comfortable, and it's going to cause the floorboards to squeak. And, if you don't have a camera, if you're only using, your digital recorder, right, or if you're using your digital recorder, you want to make sure that you mention, hey, that creak was me, right? So that way you're not going back, future you isn't going in and being like, hey, I heard creaking, we didn't capture that, no one mentioned anything, so we obviously didn't hear it at the time. Well, no, because it was you did it, you made the sound. And I lied to you when I said I was only going to ramble after 2 minutes. It's only been like 30 seconds, and I apologize.
Directly above you is the theater room. Wait, no. It's,
what does it say?
Yeah.
Wanted.
Provider.
You're just asking about Thomas. Yeah, you literally just asked. Is Thomas here?
Yeah. I mean, he provided for his family, provided for the town. Like, it would be a great way to say it.
Even the fact it said wanted provider, like he wanted to be a provider for his family.
True.
Mm.
That's all he wanted. I know, based on just the short amount of history I know, he tried every avenue to try to be successful for his family, to give them a good life.
Is it kind of weird that we've gotten responses that have almost indicated almost every single person in this house? Like, I don't know, we've just gotten a wide variety of responses. I don't actually know who is coming through to us.
Right. I mean, it is a very small house, so the haunting is dense, but it has everything everywhere.
True.
I think the most interesting one, though, is the wanted and then provide. Like, that's so dead on what Thomas wanted to do for his family.
Right. It's just like with Chest and Violet. This one's perfect for Thomas because exactly what you said. You can't really change that any other way. Here.
That's creepy.
Way.
There's a lot of you here, clearly.
Yeah.
We just want to say that we're going to be here all night. I know there's a lot of us right now, and we're just here to talk with you. We hope this isn't intimidating, and we'd love if you can continue tonight. Just keep giving us responses.
I thought he vanished for a hot second because he was standing in the doorway and then moved for over there. I just needed to point that out for my own sake.
Graveyard.
Graveyard! This whole place is a freaking graveyard.
All of it. Everywhere you see was a graveyard.
Holy crap.
Like even these shops right here are built on it. The road, everything.
Wow.
Outside.
Outside?
Outside the graveyard, yeah.
I mean, if there's just a bunch of bodies buried here, is it someone else buried here coming through? I don't know. Just putting that.
Chances are the bodies aren't there anymore. Usually when they build on top of a graveyard, they exhume all the bodies and rebury them somewhere else, or they burn them and then dump the ashes somewhere. My big question with this area, if all of this area was a big graveyard, right, what about these other shops? Do they experience anything? Have they had any, evidence that they've caught? That's something that, I think would be really interesting to find out. So that way you can really corroborate, is the Whaley House the most haunted house in America? And if it is, does that also then just by average make this street the most haunted street in America? Be something pretty interesting to find out.
Out there.
Or it's Thomas basically saying, wanted to be a provider here, I screwed up, I built on a cursed land, I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Right, I mean, that was our thought. After reading the packet, we all said, it sounds like this area is cursed, and maybe he is saying it's the graveyard.
Right.
Maybe. I don't know. We could, we obviously still need to keep going a little bit, but, that is a good train of thought.
He did so many things right in his life, but the foundation on where he built his house was, the only wrongdoing, and
Right.
probably the worst thing that he did.
But the crazy thing is, where else do you put a business that is on the main street? This whole street, it's right in the center of everything.
If we are talking to Thomas, do you have any regrets?
Drop.
Drop.
Wow.
No, wait.
The gallows.
Can we also talk about the fact that she just kind of, I don't know if she was scratching her back or not, but she just went up and down on that pole there. She dropped a bit. Just saying.
The gallows again.
I mean, you just asked though, do you have any regrets? You guys were just talking about the cemetery.
Yeah.
Maybe that was him saying, I don't know.
Yeah.
And he witnessed
Yeah.
the hangings,
Yeah.
right? Before buying the property.
Exactly. He witnessed multiple of them, and most notably the last one, which was Yankee Jim.
Dude, honestly, it does sound like he's saying, that is a regret of his, that he built over a place where people were killed and a graveyard.
Yeah, I mean, if I bought a house on a graveyard and right away had haunted activity, that would be the only thing I would blame it on.
Exactly.
Well, dude, it even kind of reminds me of your guys' situation growing up. That was one thing. When things started happening at your house, it was why did we build on this property?
Mm-hmm. If you can hear us right now, Thomas.
Are any of them related? Again, I don't know anything about these people, personally. I have heard of Project Fear, and that was about it. I haven't watched any of their stuff. I don't know any of their backgrounds. Aside from this guy on screen, I think he's the one who worked with Zach Baggins. Did they live in a haunted house? I'm very interested in learning more about them, so maybe I'll react to some of their older stuff. If you guys have a video of theirs that you think that I should react to, let me know in the comments down below.
Are we interpreting this correctly? Do you think all this negativity that happened to your family was because you built the house on the graveyard? Suggested?
It's maybe he didn't have proof. He's kind of suggesting that.
Yeah.
I mean, we could keep moving on. There's still a bunch of rooms to see. This is just the first one.
Mm-hmm.
And we've talked to multiple people already.
Yeah, it's hard to get a gauge right now. Right away, it kind of felt like Yankee Jim. Then for a little while there, it felt like Violet. And then by the end, felt like Thomas. But hopefully we can get deeper communication.
Yeah. Well, let's keep moving on then.
Yeah.
There's still a lot to see in this house.
I'm gonna follow you.
Right. This is the general store.
Wow.
That's where he kind of wanted to start it off, as a general store. But I wanted to show you guys the courtroom.
Oh gosh, a courtroom in a house.
Yo, this is crazy.
Isn't this wild? So in this courtroom, there's a lot of claims of walking in while it feels like the court is in session, plus the claims of shadow figures sitting on the benches and in the chairs and all over.
Erase.
Like the record.
The records, yeah. Weren't the records like taken or?
The government took them. Someone took them from Anna at gunpoint.
Yeah.
Weird word to get in here.
Yeah, right when we walked in, we get a race.
Is there anybody in here with us?
Name.
Is there anybody in here with us? Name. Are you having trouble telling us your name with the limited amount of words? Can you try to tell us your name?
If someone's here with us, can you tell us about your story? What happened to you?
Provider
again.
Okay, this might be Thomas.
I mean, that would make sense. Thomas would see 5 random people walking in his house, he'd probably follow them.
True.
You know?
That's the second time you've got that word.
Were you just over there with us, talking with us in the common area?
Can you make your presence?
did.
Like I did talk to you.
Okay, so we also just heard a thud too, which they don't acknowledge even in this, so I'm assuming that means that they know that it was one of them, but I would have preferred if they had acknowledged that at least.
Whoa.
Here? No. Holy crap. Okay, thank you, Thomas.
Like he did talk to us over there, and now he's here as well. It was like a double confirmation.
What a crazy, like, did you talk to us? Was that you over there? And now here. That's so weird.
At least we kind of know now.
Start
what?
Like from the start?
He was here from the start.
Are you okay with us being in here tonight, Thomas? Are you okay with us walking in here, asking these questions?
Drop
again.
Okay, again, that's what we think the gallows were. Like that's a word for it. Like, should we be cautious of that room?
Him.
Be careful of him. Like Jim?
Should we be cautious of that room?
Or be careful of him, the band. Maybe someone's gonna rip the wings off of a butterfly.
And the response was him, so maybe he is talking about Jim.
That's what I'm thinking.
It might not be the room you should be cautious of, but he likes to hang out there.
Exactly.
Thomas, do you still believe that Yankee Jim was the one that was haunting the house when you were here, when you were with your family?
Huge.
Wasn't he like 6'4"?
Yeah.
Or
6'4". That's what. Yeah. Do you think he's a reason? A huge reason.
So you still believe that now that you're in the afterlife? That's what you still believe?
Wow.
Huge reason.
That's actually
Joined.
Now that you're in the afterlife.
joined him in the afterlife.
Oh my.
Do you see what I mean now when I say like they jump to get these words to correlate to other things and events, like joined, like he joined them in the afterlife. Okay, it could also just be a random word coming through. We don't know. Okay, we're not the ones who made this device. You and I aren't the ones using this device right now in this moment. Who knows exactly how it works?
God. I feel like that's confirmation, like Jim was the one terrorizing them, haunting them, and now he's saying I've joined him. Feels like, at least in the courthouse, Thomas this entire time.
Right.
Over there, kind of a combination of a few spirits.
Yeah. There's still a lot to see in this house, and we haven't even got to the upstairs yet. But I'd like to leave a camera in that room over there with a piece of gear as we just keep on exploring.
Okay. All right, let's go set up a camera over there.
All right, set up a camera underneath the archway where the gallows were. That's the REM pod. It is a device that emits an electromagnetic field around it. If anything breaks the field, it will light up and make a noise like so. And that means something got really, really close.
If anything moves around in this room while we're upstairs, that should hopefully detect it.
Exactly. Let's just head upstairs and see the rest of the house.
All right.
Okay, so they're obviously a little bit different than like Sam and Colby and stuff like that. I like the fact that they're leaving a camera running in a room that they're not going to be in, especially in such a small place too. I could understand if it was like, hey, this is a massive sprawling building, we can't have cameras everywhere, but we can put a camera down in one of the more, you know, hotspot areas. So I really like that they're doing that, and I hope we get some things. And yeah, the REM pod basically does just make sound and lights if something breaks the electromagnetic field. The closer they get to it, the louder it is, the more it lights up and stuff like that.
So this is the infamous stairway. This is also an extremely haunted spot. And on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is where Anna was standing when she was held up at gunpoint.
Jeez.
I'm surprised they know the exact stair number. That's pretty interesting. Also, fun fact, you cannot stand backwards on stairs. Go ahead and try it after you watch this video.
So this is Thomas Jr.'s room. This is where he died from scarlet fever. And that rocking chair in the corner is the original rocking chair that Anna would rock Thomas in. And they keep a light on at all times, a little night light for Thomas.
Wow.
So that is why that is the only light that's on in the house. So that's tough, man. I hate when children die.
Yeah.
It's so sad. We're gonna start walking into Violet's room. Let's go in there and see what we can get. Watch your heads. They said that Violet's spirit is seen behind this. This curtain right here.
Yo.
Dude, are you hearing that too?
Just to show. There.
Yo, the REM pod just went off! The REM pod just went off!
Yo.
And that's what I like to see. That's what I want to see from more of these paranormal YouTubers, right? I want to see other areas that they're not in. I understand. Some of you guys are going to be very, very small. You don't have all the money to do this, right? But, like, you mean to tell me Sam and Colby can't afford a second camera? Granted, Sam and Colby are also notorious for breaking into places, so maybe it's not the best idea for them to leave a bunch of stuff around. But, like, the places that they're allowed to go to, they can't leave a second camera in a room that they're not in. I like the fact that they're doing this, that they're setting up an X-cam or whatever you want to call it in another room, and now we have, hey, something's going on in a room that they're not in. I like that. I like seeing that.
Is it REM or temperature?
It's REM.
No way.
What?
So yeah, also it does detect the temperature. When the temperature goes down, it can go off. Now the reason why it does that is because it said that when a spirit forms, they actually suck the heat out of the area around them as another form of energy to try to show themselves. So you see this a lot in like a lot of horror movies and horror video games. You'll walk into a place that's haunted and all of a sudden you can see your breath, even though it's a like 70-degree night out. It's supposed to say like, hey, there's a really strong spirit presence here. And this is just another way that you can detect it. The REM pod has a thermometer inside of it.
No way. Guys, we heard something on the stairs.
Yo, that was crazy.
Unreal.
I'm glad we have a camera down here.
Yeah.
Same. I just can't believe the timing.
It's like something came down the stairs.
Right.
It's not going off anymore.
No.
Yo.
Dude, are you hearing that too?
Just to show. There's.
Yo, the REM pod just went off!
Okay. So since we have a camera down here, we should walk back upstairs and actually start asking some questions. I'll bring the digital recorder up there, and let's just start a session right away.
Okay.
No way. It's like it hurt us.
Yeah. Can you make that go off again?
Weird.
That's so bizarre.
Definitely got my heart rate going.
And you actually can use the REM pod to try to get answers. You know, like they said, hey, can you make that go off again? You can ask it to, you can ask the spirit, hey, can you get closer to the REM pod, set it off? You know, can you light up one side over the other side in a form of a yes or a no? Usually, though, you would use this as like a motion sensor, right? You can put this in another room or a hallway, right? And you're in one room, and you know, if spirits are known to walk up and down the hallway, right? Spirit walks past it, sets it off, you know, hey, spirit's either coming or going.
Yeah. The series of events there was actually insane. Dude, that's so bizarre.
Chances of that.
Let's go in there and ask some questions.
Okay. Oh wow,
No shot.
there's a little rubber duck in here.
That's not.
It's not rubber, that is ceramic or metal. I think this man needs to go back and learn his ingredients.
The hidden rubber duck.
That's not the hidden rubber duck.
But we found a hidden rubber duck.
What the heck?
Okay, so I have the digital recorder in my hand. It is said to be able to pick up the voices of spirits that we can't hear with our own ears. So we're gonna ask questions.
Okay, so the one that he just showed is, I believe, called the CR40. I might have the letters mixed up. That is a very, very expensive digital recorder. Now, what that one does is that only picks up sounds, right? So with mine, you're going to hear room tone, which is just the general sound of the room, right? It's going to come through as like white noise and stuff like that. With that one, you don't get that. You don't get any of that white noise. It's kind of like, for anyone out here who does make their own videos or they stream, when you have a noise gate on, right? And it cuts out all the background sound, but it picks up your voice when you talk. That's what this this voice recorder essentially does. It's very expensive. You don't need to buy this one. It's useful for getting just that audio, so that way you don't have to sit through and scrub through all of the audio that you might have, and you can do it in real time, but you don't need to buy one that's this expensive.
Let's play it back and hopefully get a response.
Let's do it.
Rolling on digital recorder in Violet's room. Violet, are you here with us? We heard about your story and we find it extremely sad. Can you please describe your last few days while you were in this room?
Whoever's in here, we have a piece of audio equipment that will be able to pick up your voice. So we may not be able to hear you right away, but we will later. Can you tell us something? Can you give us a message?
Violet, if we are speaking to you, can you let us know what your husband's name was?
Violet, are you still feeling the same sadness and depression as you did when you were alive?
Violet, to confirm that it was you, can you please tell us where you ended up shooting yourself? Play back.
So something I just noticed too, when you see the digital recorder on the bed, it's got a light on it. And I believe that light is it saying that it's picking up sound, which we noticed, if you notice, if we go back, you can actually see it does light up a couple of times in those breaks of silence. Now, whether or not it's picking up the sound of like their bodies shifting and the floorboards creaking, we won't know until we listen to this. So they may have caught something there, if that's what that blinking light is referring to, if that's what I think it does.
Yeah.
Got it.
Super curious.
We have a piece of audio equipment that will be able to pick up your
Yo. Let's get this.
Okay. This is what they're doing is called an EVP session, in which we're supposed to be asking questions to get a valid response to. I like her question because it is something that you can get a very distinct answer to. Violet, what was your husband's name? Not, hey, can you speak into the microphone? Can you say a noise? Can you make a sound? What you want is you want clear, concise words that nobody around you is saying. So she asks, can you tell us what your husband's name was? His name was Samuel, or whatever it might be, right? The name will be very, very helpful as an EVP, and it would be what we would call a Class A EVP. Now, this sounds like a scream that we just heard. We'll go back and we'll re-listen to it. Which does not answer any questions. So whether or not this is a spirit that's intelligent responding to her, or if it's just some type of negative energy making a sound that we cannot pick up, is a different story. But I like her question because it allows the spirit to give a distinct answer.
What was that?
Yo. Let's get this.
What was that?
Right before Alex asked his question, there was like some whispering voices there, but then I don't even know. Is that a scream?
I have no idea. Well, that was extremely loud.
Can you let us know what your husband's name was?
What is that?
I have no idea.
The first thing that came to my mind is we come into Violet's room, we're asking questions, talking.
Honestly, it almost sounded like they said like Ron, like very like rah, like real quick. Maybe that was an answer. It could also just be a guttural sound that was made. Maybe it was Yankee Jim. Maybe that's the only sound he can make because his neck was broken and he was strangled to death. Maybe that was his
About how she said it. Like, what was your husband's name? The main thing, the rumors that was causing her depression. We've been followed by Thomas, the dad, the whole entire time. Do you think Thomas came in and just screamed at us?
Maybe.
Like, stop.
Yeah, like that's my only thought. Like, this could be completely off. I'm just throwing spitballs at the wall right now.
I mean, like the whole time I was trying to like think of a question that like was personal to her, but like wasn't like too invasive, and like I actually feel bad I asked that now.
Yeah. I mean, it's the kind of questions you have to ask when you're here, though.
I mean, we still like don't know who we're communicating with, so
Exactly.
it's like
Gonna have to pinpoint something.
But that definitely sounded like a different tone.
Yeah. Keep going. What?
Jeez, dude.
I feel like both of our questions
Okay.
might have been pushing the envelope.
I agree. Okay.
Dude, honestly, Tanner.
Now, in regards to what you just said, both of the questions pushing the envelope, there is a hard divide in the paranormal investigative community where some people think that you need to be incredibly respectful and kind to the spirits, and some people think you need to be antagonistic and divisive and really anger the spirits to get them to show themselves. I'm of the opinion that it depends on the location that you're at, how you should interact with the spirits. So for instance, at the Whaley House, I think asking a question like, hey, who is your husband's name? Like, what was your husband's name? Thomas, what ultimately, where did you shoot yourself? Questions like that, I wouldn't really consider pushing the bar. Some people might consider that too personal, but those are very valid and great questions to ask a spirit, especially if the spirit is trapped. If this spirit is trapped here, sometimes all it takes is them getting the information out to help their spirit move on. Now, if we were to say go to the Sally house, right? The Sally house is supposed to be a very, very evil presence, very, angry, demonic being that's there. Whether it's a demon or not is a different story. I think you should be fully allowed to be antagonistic to that, because this spirit is known for trying to bring harm to people, right? So because this is a negative entity, why should you be kind to it? Why should you be polite to this negative entity, right? Thomas, Violet, their family, they were just regular everyday people who had a lot of bad things happen to them. So don't be antagonistic to them, but you can also be inquisitive and curious about things, whether or not the spirits appreciate that. And like that sound that we just heard, they think it might be, maybe that's Thomas saying hey, I don't want you talking about this. Maybe it's Yankee Jim. Maybe he's pissed that you're not talking to him. And he's, the big guy here, right? You should be talking to him, right? Maybe he's screaming at you, stop asking Thomas questions and ask me these questions. Because they don't sound like angry response. They sound like angry responses, but not ones of how dare you ask me these things. It sounds more of how dare you not acknowledge me. So I'm wondering if it's really Yankee Jim who's making these screams.
Your first thought might have been right. If Thomas came up here and was stop asking my daughter these questions.
Right. I mean, would be very protective of his daughter still in the afterlife.
What really scares me about that scream, we've had stuff like this kind of happen before, but that was you could hear the pitch get higher. It was blood curdling. That was a blood curdling scream.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah. Gets higher pitch towards the end for sure.
That was not this distortion. That was you could hear the pitch raising. Oh my gosh.
Holy crap.
I think you might be right, Charles. It's not that we were trying to offend, it's just those questions might have been too personal, too deep.
Right. But sometimes, as respectful as we are, those questions do need to be asked.
I think if Violet is in here, we only heard her right away. But that was too, I feel intense to be heard.
Yeah, totally agree. Nothing was majorly indicative of Violet. If it was anything, it didn't really answer any of our questions directly. It was almost kind of doing its own thing.
And I do think it was probably Thomas. Stop asking these questions. Stop talking about the death of my daughter.
I don't know. It's so hard to pinpoint exactly who we're communicating with still. It's obviously someone who's hurt and has big emotions around the subject. So whether it's Violet or a family member, it's obviously someone close to her if it's not her.
I really want to find out, maybe not in this room, but at some point tonight, I want to press Thomas harder on the curse. It's was this a curse? Or was this purely a wicked haunting?
Right. How did he interpret all of the things going on in this place?
Right.
Whoa!
Yo, big step.
Was that up here?
Sounded like whatever that room is in front of you.
That's the theater.
That's the theater.
Okay, so before that happened, I wanted to talk about the curse. Now, it could be a couple of things. It could be an actual curse just because of all the negative stuff that happened here, built on top of a cemetery, there were gallows there, all this negative stuff had happened. I'm curious to know if at some point the Native Americans of this area had said that this was a symbolic resting place for them, or if it had some sort of significance to them. We do find a lot, especially in the United States, where there were a lot of very culturally significant locations to many Native American tribes that the white settlers just went, yeah, I don't really care about that, I'm going to build here. And built there. And then we see things like angry native spirits who have placed a curse upon the land. Maybe it had something to do with that. It could also be what's called an egregore, which is, it's like a spirit it is technically a spirit because spirits are a manifestation of something, but the way that they work is the more you respond to them, the more you interact with them, the stronger they get. So in places like the Whaley House, where they have a lot of activity, both from the spirits and from the living, where the living come in and they interact and they try to find evidence, that egregore can then gain more and more energy and more power. And a lot of the times it will come off as a negative spirit. So maybe at some point there was an egregore on the land, then they built the cemetery, then they destroyed the cemetery, put in the gallows, and then built the house, and then all of that stuff added fuel to the egregore, and now we've got this big old nasty spirit that is just trying to get stronger and stronger by having more and more people interact with it. So it could be any number of things, but I'm curious to see what evidence, if any, they get when they talk to Thomas later on in the episode and see if they can get any information out of his spirit about this curse.
The theater right there.
Bro. It sounded like loud wood creaking.
There's a lot of things that could have made that noise in there.
That was super loud.
Dude, what?
Beginning of this, we come in here, something runs down the stairs, makes the REM pod go off. Now something's making a noise. If that's like the theater you said, feels like there's something trying to get us out of this room.
Yeah.
I mean, if something's wanting us out, I feel like
We should.
Yeah.
I just can't even.
I'm thinking back now, too, to when I first started doing my reactions. Did I react to Ryan Bergara and Shane Madej from Watcher come to the Whaley House? I know I reacted to 2 of their videos. I'll put them in a card up above. I feel like one of them was the Whaley House, because that mirror looks incredibly familiar, and I feel like I can picture Ryan standing in front of it for some reason, and I don't know why.
Envision a theater up here.
So this is the theater room.
All right. Oh my gosh.
Right.
What?
This is wild.
Oh my gosh, there's an actual stage.
Full stage.
I wonder, where do you think that...
My guy. Trevor, I believe is his name. There's a big sign that says, "Please stay off the stage." That might just be for the the daytime guests who show up. But yeah, a small stage in like this area wouldn't be too surprising. A lot of times there would just be small little theaters where like a troupe would show up. A troupe is usually they'll travel around and they'll put on small shows, maybe comedy acts, stuff like that. And then they'll go on somewhere else. In this case, they stayed there for a week before their troop leader passed, and then they moved on. Who knows how long they would have stayed there had he not passed. But yeah, it's not super out of place for theaters to be attached to like a courthouse or like a town hall. My hometown, I performed theater on stage in the city hall. They had a massive theater in there, so it's not entirely uncommon for random theaters to just pop up in places.
Noise came from, because it's a lot of wood in here.
Yeah, it literally sounded like it could have been anywhere in here, straight up.
I mean, there's wood on the piano, there's wood benches, the stage is made of wood, this chair is made, like everything is wood. So I don't know what that could have been.
Definitely the loudest noise we've heard tonight. And
Right.
all we know is it was wood. This is where Thomas Tanner passed away, right?
Yeah, so the Tanner troupe was here and he was gonna start a play, and within the week of it starting, he died. Yeah.
It's so weird that it...
I would like to point out, I am pausing right here. You can see in the upper left-hand corner of your screen, there's a very bright light. Now that is because there is probably a security camera there that releases an IR light, so that way it can pick up everything that is going on in the theater room when at night when there's no one there, right? So they have the security cameras put up. The security cameras don't have night vision attached to them, but they have the ability to pick up an IR light, which helps essentially illuminate the darkness, so that way they can see anything that moves there and it's not just pitch black. However, your cameras will also pick that up. So that's why it's very bright in this corner here, but then when they go to the non-black and white form of it, it's very dark, right? Because our eyes can't see it, and the cameras won't pick it up in regular mode. They'll only pick it up in the night vision mode because it's designed to pick up the IR lights in that mode.
It's called the Tanner Troop.
I know. Maybe should we all take a seat and start a spirit box session?
You got the spirit box?
I do. So this is a spirit box. This device sweeps through radio waves at a very rapid rate, and it is said that spirits are able to manipulate those frequencies and actually speak out of this device using their own voice.
Let's do it.
Is anyone here with...
Now, they speak through the radio waves in the form of white noise, because essentially what it is it's cycling through everything and you're going to get white noise from it. You can buy white noise machines, and supposedly spirits can speak through that. That was also the premise of a movie back in like 1995, 96, somewhere around that time, called White Noise. These things are very loud though, so warning to headphone users, it's going to be a lot of static you're going to hear, but basically what it does is it does cycle through every single radio signal that is in the area very quickly, and it will pick up words. Now, some people say that it is the spirit's voice. Sometimes it's really just the radio signal just happens to come through really strong at that moment. You need concise, cohesive answers. It can't just be like, hey, how many spirits are in here? The color blue. You need a very concise, how many spirits are in here? 3. That's how you would get your actual evidence from it.
With us in this room?
So if you notice, just then you heard like a quick snippet of music, because it's going through the radio frequencies, which means they hit a radio station that was playing what sounded like a country song to me, but I couldn't tell you what song it was.
We heard a loud bang in here earlier. Who was that?
Tanner!
Say Tanner?
Thomas Tanner?
Yeah, dude, that was weird.
Is that who we're talking to? Thomas Tanner?
Something the stage.
Now, I also want to point out one of the big issues with the spirit box is because it's so loud, it's difficult to talk over it. So that's why he keeps lowering the volume of it. That's what you're seeing him doing with his hand, where he's kind of like doing this and this. That's him turning up and down the volume, so that way they can ask their question without the sound going off. Now, one glaring issue with that is we don't know if any spirit happens to be coming through while the volume's completely down. So it's something that you kind of have to mess around with, because otherwise you were quite literally screaming over the sound of this in order for your cameras to hear your voice over that.
Something the stage.
Here's the stage.
I thought I heard stage for sure, but
It would make a lot of sense if it was something stage.
It's weird that you would just ask, like, why did you make the noise in here? We thought we heard Thomas Tanner, and then here's the stage. Like, why did you bring us in here? Well, maybe to show us the stage.
Right.
Just that order of questions and answers was weird. Is there a reason you brought us into this room, though?
Tanner again! That one definitely said Tanner.
Tanner?
is there a reason you brought us in here? Tanner.
Maybe it's just confirming, because we were kind of unsure with that first one.
I really want to know the answer, like about the land being cursed, or just about the curse on this house in general.
Right.
Is this land cursed, or is the family cursed?
I heard that too, and honestly, it didn't sound like it came through the spirit box. That sounded like it came from either outside or somewhere in the building. It may have come through the spirit box, though, because now that I think it did sound a little bit like Hosier's yell in Noah Khan's Northern... What's the song name? In one of Noah Khan's song, where he collabs with Hosier, and Hosier does like the really loud yell. It almost sounded like that for a split second, but it did not sound like it came from the spirit box. Normally when voices come through the spirit box, it is a little crackly, and that was like a very like solid scream.
The guy yelling.
That sounded like someone was actively like hurting.
Yeah.
Think about our EVP too we got was a scream. It's a lot of screams.
It's so weird. These answers aren't even like answering our questions.
I almost thought it was like, no. Like, the first thing I thought of was like finding your daughter passed away. Like a scream.
What was that?
What? Dude, I swear it came from her room.
That noise?
Something just dropped. Either tapped on the wall or hit the floor.
Someone in Violet's room right now?
Need help?
Need help?
Need help.
So, like when I said it's a little staticky, I heard a fart for a quick second, and the moron in my brain had to giggle and point that out. But yeah, you could tell when it said needed help that it sounded very, like, crackly.
Who needs help?
Artist. I feel like he said he's a con artist.
Oh, I was gonna say artist.
Dude.
It's like a whole lot of residual stuff happening.
I mean, right before that.
They just brought up a key word in ghost hunting, residual. Now, what that means is residual energy. So basically, think of it like a GIF or a video playing on repeat, right? It's not something that is intelligent that you can interact with. It is just constantly doing the same thing over and over again as a spirit, right? So sometimes people would say, hey, I keep seeing this ghost of a man and he's just walking through the wall, and I see him every day and he just walks through the wall at the same time. He doesn't acknowledge me, anything like that. That could just be residual energy, basically an imprint in the world, in the energy, right, of this man who's walking through what he thinks is a doorway, right? Or not thinks, but what the imprints has is a doorway, because maybe the house had construction and, you know, there used to be a doorway there, and then they put a wall there to put the door somewhere else, stuff like that. But to the imprint of that energy, to the residual energy, there's still a door there. So that spirit is just walking through because, you know, he did that every day for whatever reason, and for some reason it just stuck in the energy. So residual energy you can't interact with. It just does its own thing. You can try to capture it in forms of video and audio, but there's no way of really getting it to do anything more than what it always will do.
First female voice we've heard says, I need help. And then he's a con artist. That's weird.
I actually never like considered what the moment was like when she realized that he was a con artist. We focus on the aftermath, but like before the aftermath happened, that must have been like a whole whirlwind of just energy and emotions happening to this entire family.
Right. Imagine just the panic that sets in when that happens. When you find out like the person that you think you're going to spend your rest of your life with is not who they say they are. And the way they break up with you or the way they divorce you is just through a letter.
Keep seeing this like ball of light. Is that like one of you guys? It's like a perfect. It's like a circle and
That's a claim.
I literally saw the same exact thing, and I was waiting for you guys to be done talking to like say something, the exact same thing.
Are you serious?
it was over
100%.
there. No, it's not you. And then it like left, and then it came over there, and then it left.
Yeah.
You saw the same.
It was
white.
white ball of light.
What?
Like I swear, and I have a wide enough angle that I'm like, I see the doorway. It might have caught it.
Wait, where was it?
On the doorway.
But then it was also behind a coat on the wall, and then it kind of just left.
On Violet's doorway?
Our door.
This door?
Wait,
Literally right here?
Right in this room. I do not know what that was, but I was gonna say the exact same thing. I was seeing that, the same thing.
Well, let me move mine around, because mine's like the bright light right now.
Okay.
Nope, none of that. It was a perfectly large light, and it literally went boom, boom.
So real quick, we just saw what could have been an orb. Now, some people in the paranormal community do not believe that orbs are anything more than just dust or matrixings of cameras. Some people believe that they could very well be spirits. It really all depends on who you ask. For me, I don't know. It's one or the other. I don't really care, but we'll go back and we'll see. You're going to watch towards where like her armpit and her ribs are. There's going to be a very faint little light that goes there. Could very well be matrixing of the camera. Could very well be an orb. It's hard to tell. They are talking about orbs, but...
Light, and it literally went boom, boom.
So it's difficult because I don't have my camera picking up my cursor, but it goes right across like her arm. You can see it come in from where these curtains are here on the right and go over. We'll do it one more time just so that way you guys can see.
Large light, and it literally went boom.
And it goes kind of into her arm where she's pointing. It could be dust. It could be a bug. Bugs are normally pretty, like, you can tell when it's a bug usually. Again, it could also just be matrixing of the camera. Who knows? I just wanted to point that out.
Boom, boom.
Yeah, there's nowhere I can aim this to even get a reflection.
No. And like, you weren't doing that.
No, that's actually crazy.
Dude,
what?
Dude, I swear, I thought my eyes were playing tricks on me because I saw the ball of light just on the door frame and then like move in as well.
The only reason I brought it up is because I was looking for movement too from you guys and seeing if it was a reflection. Like if this person moves, then does that ball of light move? All of a sudden it was moving and no one was moving.
What?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I need to ask a question because I just saw it. You saw it.
I saw it too. 100%.
It was bright.
It was actually illuminated.
Yeah.
Ball of light. That's
What? When you saw that with your own eyes, I would be like suspicious if it was just one of you, but the fact that both of you saw it's crazy.
I mean, one of the claims in this house is a ball of light.
seriously.
I don't remember seeing it go behind you, but I was also paying attention over here. So like, if it went behind Dakota, I got it on camera.
So the cameras were pointed at or behind Dakota when the orb of light entered the room. The following replay shows footage from all camera angles. Okay.
That must have been like a whole whirlwind of just energy and emotions happening to this entire family.
Right. Imagine just the panic that sets in when that happens. When you find out like the person that you think you're going to spend your rest of your life with is not who they say they are.
And we always hear about orbs.
That was big.
Yeah.
That was a big
It
light.
was like maybe the size of like someone's head.
Yeah, I was gonna say like a basketball.
Yeah.
It was like a basketball.
Yo, guys.
Big.
That's more than just a...
So I want to point out too, depending on where it appeared in that doorway, the cameras, even if they were pointed there, might not have been able to pick it up because you can see how bright this light is in that doorway, right? Like, it's very bright. So if the orb itself was white, it might not get picked up at all just because of how the IR lights are working. I will say, however, I also personally have experience with bright light orbs. This happened about 15, 16 years ago now. I was asleep in my room back when I was still living at home with my family. I slept in the basement because it was nice and cool, and we only had enough room upstairs for like my sister, so I was like, oh, I'll take over the basement area. That's fine with me. I have my own door in and out. I work odd hours. This way I'm not waking everybody up. And I remember it was middle of winter. I was laying in bed one night, couldn't really sleep. I remember I rolled over and I saw a big orb about this big go across my wall, right across, a solid 3 feet away from my head. I shot upright, turned the light on immediately, and I noticed my cat was staring directly where I was looking, because he was at the foot of my bed and he was just staring there. And naturally the first thing I did was I got up and I'm like, okay, well, maybe it was a reflection of some sorts. You know, I have the big sliding glass door for the basement. Middle of winter, we lived on a pond, so there's a lot of snowmobilers. Maybe there was someone snowmobiling really, really late at night. I look out there, there's nothing. I open the door, there's no snowmobile sounds. I'd be able to hear them still. And to this day, I cannot figure out what caused it. My cat noticed it, and I noticed it. And it was very creepy, very eerie. I don't think anything negative is in that house. I've always thought that there might be some type of, like, nature spirit that just wants to hang out in the house, because there have been times where I've been alone in the house and I've heard footsteps, people walking. The cats have noticed it when we were in the basement. You know, they would watch as the sounds come by, and they weren't scared of it, they would just hear it and notice it. And it's a brand new house, so it's not as if it's like really, really old and just settling and stuff like that. But yeah, just a personal experience of mine that I've had that I wanted to share.
Reflection.
It moved like so distinctly. I wish I would have said something because but you saw it. So
I saw it.
Someone else saw it.
I mean, just for the audience, is like Connor and Alex are filming in night vision. They have infrared lights on, so it couldn't have been that because you saw it with your eyes. The only light in this room that's on right now is this light and my camera. And we've just showed how, like, there's nothing I can do to recreate that.
I'm so confused. That's actually crazy how that...
Did we just see you? Did we just see you try to come into the room?
I forgot they were even doing a spirit boxing. It's been so long since they turned that thing up. I thought my headphones were freaking out.
Whoever that was, come back here.
Oh my God! I saw it right there. I swear to God. I saw the ball, like some sort of light source just appeared right behind you, Connor.
No way, dude.
I swear. What were you doing right before that?
I was just...
Do we catch it? Do we see anything? Can we go back? Okay, so it was right here when they were talking. Do we see any source of light?
Come back here.
Oh my God! I saw it right there. I swear to God. I saw the ball, like some sort of light source just appeared right behind you, Connor.
No way, dude.
I swear. What were you doing right before that?
I was just standing still, looking wide on you.
I saw it.
I didn't move. I was not moving.
I don't think I was filming, but I swear, like right behind that lamp, see that lamp there?
Yeah.
Left of that, like by like a
So that's also one of the issues too when you're ghost hunting in a group, is the camera is going to be pointed at wherever you point it. So it's going to film whatever's in its direct angle. So if you zoom in on your friends who are talking, it's not going to pick up the things that are happening just off the camera, right? Even though the camera might be pointing that way because it's zoomed in on them. That is an issue that I have with a lot of ghost hunting shows where they only have it focused on the people and not so much the room. I know it's not always like possible to have multiple cameras set up in one room filming the entire room while everyone's there. I wish it were. Unfortunately, it's not. But that is something that's going to happen, where you're going to be zoomed in on your friends talking when they're asking questions, and then something's going to happen. Your eyes are going to catch it, but because you can't film what your eyes are seeing, right? Unless they come up with some type of camera to do so, which I hope they never do. Like the meta glasses, super creepy. If you buy meta glasses, I don't trust you. I think you're probably a creep. But unless they come up with a way for us to actually be able to see everything, even when we're zoomed in, like if we could zoom out after zooming in and still get all of that, we need something like that. But that is something that is unfortunately going to happen anytime you go and do paranormal investigation.
A little bit. I was like staring at you with my eyes. I don't know where my camera was. You were asking something, and then there was just like this.
Bro, I was saying, come back in here and talk with us.
I was literally zoomed in on you asking a question, but I was looking at you with my eyes, not the camera, and I saw it behind you. Like, fuck, I don't think I was filming it.
Dude, but at least you saw it.
I did. I swear I saw it. Where were you filming?
I was filming you. I was like this because I wanted a wide shot in case it came back in the room. It was fully zoomed out so I could see the full door frame, but I wasn't filming over that way.
That is weird.
And you can tell, too, like, his reaction was genuine. Like, if we go back and we watch, right, like, we can see, like, he's sitting there, he is kind of, like, spacing out. So, like, he's not sitting there being like, all right, when should I, like, jump and make things, like, super scary? Because if we watch
Fully
him...
zoomed out so I could see the full door frame.
He looks up and, like, even you can even see it in his eyes. Like, his eyes take a second to register, like, it's dark over there. Oh, shit, there's something there.
But I wasn't filming over that way.
That is weird, guys.
I mean, again, that's a claim that happens in this house, but it's actually crazy that it's happened twice now.
In this room. I'm just gonna point to the audience.
If I had a nickel for every time a white orb appeared in this house while we were filming and I didn't catch it, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's crazy that it's happened twice.
No, I saw it right there. Right to the left of that lamp.
Okay, well, I feel kind of bad because we just invited something in here and then, like, ran away from it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But that is crazy.
We're sorry for freaking out. Thank you for showing yourself again. Could you try to do that closer to us?
In front of us?
What the fuck? Dude, something back there. I swear to God.
I am not standing.
I swear, guys.
I am coming back here.
Yo.
Sorry again.
You can just come closer.
I'm just gonna keep my camera aimed there, just so we have an angle on that the entire time.
I'm not going close to that stage. I'm staying back here.
That was right where you saw the light, that noise.
You heard that one. That was loud.
Can you do that again? Can you do something else for us? I have like full body chills right now.
I don't think it's paranormal, but my camera is gonna die. Definitely need to change batteries soon.
Yeah, I feel like we should at least, because we invited it in and asked whoever it is to come closer, I feel like we should just ask maybe a couple more questions before we change batteries.
Let's do it. I'll just cut on my camera when it's about to die. When we leave though, when we go downstairs, we should bring that camera that's downstairs up here.
Yes.
Deal. Yeah.
Something is showing itself.
Yeah. Something is going on with this theater.
It's crazy because we've seen shadows and we've seen like apparitions, but I've never, that's a first, just like a flash of light. That was weird.
A ball of light.
Sorry for reacting the way we did. We just weren't expecting to see you. If you'd like to come back in here and answer a few of our questions, we'll try not to react the exact same way.
Can you tell us who this is? What was that? We would really like to know what's going on with this house. And if the house is cursed, or if the land is cursed, or if the family's cursed. Do you know?
Who did we see? Who keeps appearing in here?
Show. Like, did they just put on a show for us?
We talked about the stage earlier.
I mean, that makes a lot of sense for where we're at, too.
I have to cut.
Alright.
I'm gonna cut before my camera dies.
Let's put in new batteries, kind of figure out what we should do next. Yeah. But let's go get the camera from downstairs, place it up here, and then we can keep on moving around the house.
Okay. Let's do it.
That's also something you need to be aware of when you're going out ghost adventuring, ghost hunting, whatever you want to call it, paranormal investigations. You want to make sure you have multiple charged batteries, because you cannot capture video evidence if the battery is dead. And sometimes the evidence that you get can even be the battery draining. If you have a brand new fully charged battery and you go in to a place and suddenly it's down to 10%, it could very well be the spirits manipulating the energy of that battery. It could also just be a defective battery. It's difficult to tell. I will say too, if you watch closely in some of the let's see, if we go back to what's his name, him, if you notice closely, when the camera is on him from this angle over here where we can see the other guy with the camera, you can actually see dust particles going in front of his camera, and that's kind of how you can tell the difference between an orb and dust. Dust is usually pretty clearly able to be like identified as dust. Orbs will usually take different paths. Dust is usually down and like down in angles and stuff like that. Yeah, I just wanted to point that out too, because I had mentioned the orbs earlier that we saw move across towards Chelsea. Was that her name? Chelsea's arm. And I just noticed dust going in front of his camera and wanted to bring it up to you guys.
Up here, and then we can keep on moving around the house.
Okay, let's do it.
Hope someone caught something on the camera.
So we're gonna move this camera up to the theater room where we're just at. We're having a lot of activity up there, and set this up with the music box. The music box is a device that is practically a motion sensor. When something goes in front of it, the music will start playing and we'll know that something is getting close to it.
I will say I do appreciate that the music box is in the shape of a coffin. I don't know if that was intentional or if that's just kind of how it happened, but I do like it.
Put this on the book. Now if anything walks in front of it, it'll turn on and we'll know that something was there. So we're gonna go back into this, what we're calling the living room, where Violet died in this area and where the gallows were. I have the ovulus, which is
Also, real quick, I noticed when they were in the theater room that they had placed a rubber duck on the table on the stage. Could someone explain to me the significance of the rubber duck, because they had mentioned it earlier as well in the comments below? I would greatly appreciate that. Thank you.
Device that has a word database system in it said that spirits are able to manipulate the frequencies inside and select a word. So we'll ask questions and we'll be able to respond to us.
This will be interesting because we've tried the PS device already. Curious to see if we'll get any different responses or even similar ones.
Right. Let's turn it on and see what we get.
And just to say it out loud, we still have the REM pod on the chair.
Yep.
Just in case.
Is anyone here with us?
Is anyone from the Whaley family down here with us? Can you identify yourself?
We thought we were talking to Thomas Whaley earlier. Is that you?
Can you give it?
Light. Upstairs. It's the lights you guys were seeing.
Weird.
Is this the person that showed themselves as a light? Can you describe yourself? We'd like to know who we're talking to. The Whaley family thought this house was haunted while they were living in it. Are you one of the spirits? Are we talking to whoever was haunting this place before?
What is it about this land or this area that seems to curse people?
Store? Store.
General store.
General store. Why would the general store be this?
Perhaps they're trying to say that's where they've stored all the energy. I can jump to conclusions too, guys. I can do the same thing. I can put 1 and 2 together and get 75. It could also just be a random word. That's, again, the same issue with they had the PS device. It's the same thing as the Ovulus, where it's just an online, not an online, but a digital database of words, and sometimes random words will come through. Who knows?
I mean, I know a lot of the city was built over graves, but maybe there's a particular...
Dirt.
The dirt, I was just gonna say, like, maybe there's a particular spot that, like, or a grave that store is over.
True.
You just said dirt?
Dirt. Store and then dirt.
I mean, we already talked about it before a little bit, but like it really does like make sense that it's the land. I mean, when they moved away for 10 years, nothing bad happened. They come back here and then bad things continue happening. For sure, it feels like it's this area.
Can we just get one more word, another word confirming that this has something to do with the land, the property, anything like that?
We would also love a name of who we're communicating with, if you're able to do that.
outside. Another thing that could be to the property or the land.
Outside. Dirt.
We've gone this whole night without getting a direct name. Can you just tell us who you are?
Jim, are you here with us? Right now we're standing in the same spot where your life was taken. You have a chance to talk. You can give some final words.
I feel like whatever is communicating with us kind of is keeping their distance. Try putting that down on the chair just to see if we get like more specific answers. I don't know, just a thought.
Let's try it. It's down to try everything.
It's an original chair.
Can you tell us whose chair this is? Grandma, this is the grandma's chair.
No.
This is the grandma's chair.
way.
This is Anna's mom's. Violet shot herself out here, got picked up and carried by her dad, and this is where she bled out in this area. Not this couch, but I asked, whose couch is this? It is Violet's mom's, her grandma.
Whoa.
Gosh, so it's obviously somebody that knows the history of this couch. Grandma?
Right. Like that's actually wild. That's so specific. That's the only answer it could give.
Well, if it's referring to this couch as its grandma, then it's probably one of the grandkids.
Right.
Like
Like one
Violet,
of the kids. Violet,
Anna.
any of the sons. There's 3
Right.
sons, 3 daughters.
Can you tell us who you are now? We think it's one of the Whaley kids.
Are we talking to a girl or a boy? Male, female?
If we are talking to one of the Whaleys, we just want to say we feel so horrible about your story. There's a lot of loss, there's a lot of heartache, there's a lot of tragedy in it. If you could please leave us with some indication of who we've been talking to.
Whoa, that's Chelsea, that was Chelsea.
That was so loud.
The whole house just fucking shook.
Seriously.
It was almost the same sound that we heard earlier, but much louder.
Yeah.
So loud.
That had to have been caught by that camera.
That camera
Had to.
definitely caught that.
I mean, let's have 2 people go.
Okay, so it was definitely a lot louder on the camera upstairs, which does help eliminate, a little bit at least, the possibility that it was somebody outside running up and banging on the door and banging on the wall. Because it sounds very much like it came from somewhere upstairs. So that's interesting.
Upstairs, and we'll keep this thing going on the couch. Al and Dakota, you guys want to go upstairs?
Yeah. Should we bring an ovulus?
Yeah.
Let's do 2 ovuluses?
Yeah.
Because we have another one.
Deal.
Got the ovulus on. Who did we just hear? Can you make that noise again now that we're in here?
Don't need to be shy. Who made that noise?
C.
C. Wait, who made that noise? C. Like we saw, like are they referring to the same person as the ball of light we
That's what I
saw?
was thinking. Like the light we saw, like the same person that made the noise is the same thing we were seeing.
Yeah, but who was that?
I feel like whatever this is, like, 'cause that was loud, reminds me of the haunting they experienced when they lived here.
Right.
Like this could be Yankee Jim. Buried?
Buried? No way.
Was he buried near here? He must have been buried in the cemetery.
He had to have been if those were the gallows and then the cemetery around it.
Is this Yankee Jim?
You might be right though, 'cause like the other spirits here aren't necessarily aggressive.
That was a loud noise we heard, like literally sounded like something jumping up and down, like it's just a pound.
Yes.
Downstairs feels like Violet or one of the Whaleys. This, I feel like, is the same thing that's been haunting them when they first moved here.
Yeah.
Which could be Yankee Jim.
Definitely could be.
And that would make a little bit of sense, them being up higher, because the gallows were not on ground level. Remember, they have to drop a significant distance in order for that rope to snap their neck. Now, granted, we know that he was 6'4" at least, so he would have had to be up 6-7 feet, right? So who knows? Maybe his spirit is stuck up a little bit higher in the upper parts of the building. Could very well possibly be the case. Who knows how long the rope was before it actually did finally snap and catch him? It's plausible that he could be up there.
I'm on edge.
Dude, same. And I'm starting to really think, though, that, like, this ground, with the amount of death that it saw, and defacing those graveyards, like, that caused something to, like, scar this place.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a true curse, but it's affecting the energy here.
Connie, you can sit down if you want.
Oh my god.
Whoa.
Was that you?
No, I mean, I'm right here. Look, I'm moving around.
Okay.
I literally said you can sit down. Connor, you can sit down if you want. This, something just...
Sat on the chair.
Yo, that's wild. Thank you for sitting with us. Can you do that again?
Were you about to sit down in this chair? You can come sit down at any moment if you want.
Yo, that was a trip.
So they're upstairs now, where the loud sound came from.
Yep. And now we have 2 ovuluses going. Violet, we have a pretty strong indication that we're talking to you. Can you please help us in identifying you?
No
way.
Oh my gosh.
No way.
Thank you.
Thank you, Violet.
Violet, if this is you, can you touch that REM pod again?
Thomas, are you in here with us? Can you touch that REM pod? Or use this device here to communicate with us?
That was crazy timing.
So crazy. I'm also trying to figure out, like, if Yankee Jim is with us at all.
Everyone's on the table as far as like who we could be communicating with.
Right.
Could be more than one person. I feel like we just don't, we need like an answer that would like be super direct so we know exactly who we're speaking with.
I know.
Like just
That's what you always need. Super direct answers. You're not always going to get that. 9 times out of 10, you're not going to get that. So just keep in mind.
one answer that just describes like one specific person.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. Like, we've just been getting like little bits and pieces, like indications that something intelligent is here, but nothing wants to be like fully transparent with us.
Yeah. It's just interesting because something definitely wants.
No way.
Way. Literally, I say something wants to make its presence known.
Dude.
Thank you so much for doing that.
Who is this? We know you're here.
Did you like this house? Do you like living here?
How about this? We ask who it is with no pressure, but we'll give whoever it is a long period of time to like sift through answers to try to find their name. If your name is in here, we're going to give you time to find it. Can you please tell us your name?
Jim, if you're here, can you make it blatantly obvious that it's you?
You can use this device, you can choose words.
Jim, are we right, though, that you are the one that was haunting the Whaley family before they even passed away?
Linger.
Linger? I mean, that just makes me think he's saying, like, oh yeah, I've been lingering here since I died.
It's so hard to get.
Maybe they want them to play Linger by the Cranberries. It's a good song.
These direct responses tonight. A lot of us trying to interpret it. just don't know what, like that noise, the two loudest noises we've heard tonight came from this area.
Right.
The first one was just wood, but that one was pounding. Like, I feel like something darker up here.
I mean, the most like in-your-face activity happened in this room so far. Like, we've been getting good stuff through devices, but like the actual like physically seeing something and hearing noises have all been in this room.
In the theater.
Why is this room so haunted? What's causing this?
Can you show us yourself again? Show us the same light we were seeing? Soon.
Soon.
Can you show us the light we were seeing earlier? Soon.
Soon.
We don't have a lot of time left here in this house. You're gonna have to do it sooner. Now I'm just freaking scanning everywhere.
I know. I just don't understand why something keeps drawing us back into this room.
Yeah.
But then now it's saying to wait.
Yeah.
If your name's not in the database, can you select a word that's close to your name? A color. Green.
Green, violet.
Violet. What's close?
No way!
And I used a color.
Oh my gosh.
That has to be violet then.
I literally just asked, can you use something that's close to your name that used a color?
That was instant too.
Wild.
That's actually crazy. Like, that's not a far jump.
I find it hard to believe, though, that if they have the word green in here, that they don't have the color purple or the word violet. You would think that if they have green, they would have those other colors in that database as well. Maybe the ghost was just like, hey, I'm tired of looking through all these things. Violet's way down there in the V section. We'll go green. Maybe green was her favorite color. Who knows?
To make that assumption.
No.
Right?
Oh.
Holy cow.
I feel like we've been speculating that the whole night. This is the first time we've gotten an actual, like, answer.
Yeah.
That is actually super interesting.
So wild.
Violet, if we are talking to you then, which we think we are, do you know anything about this house, this land, and the curse surrounding it?
And it seems like it's a question they're dodging.
What was the worst part about this house? If you could pick one thing.
Okay.
I want to circle back real quick to him saying that it seems like they're dodging the question. I wonder if they can't answer the question. I wonder if this curse, or whatever it is so powerful that it physically prevents them from speaking about it. Because that could be one of the answers. Or it could very simply be that even though they're now a spirit, they're a ghost, they're dead now, they don't know the answer. They don't know. Maybe it is they're just like, hey, I can't answer your question because I don't know if there's actually a curse or if it's, the house or the land or us. I don't know. It's just something's going on. And they just don't have an answer.
The what?
I know, right?
This is suspenseful.
I was thinking the same thing. Like, the suspense is killing me. Can you please answer that question? Can you continue?
Is that root?
Root?
The root?
Like the roots of the house?
That's literally like
The house.
What does that even refer to? Like what's underneath the house?
That's exactly what I would guess. The roots of the house. That's like the foundation of the house.
The foundation is where all the cemetery was, all the graves were, and where the gallows were.
I mean, like, even the saying, like, the root of your problem. Like, the root of this home was the beginning. And, do you know, like, it's such a interesting answer.
Yeah. It was, like, destined to fail.
Yeah.
That's a really interesting way of answering that question. Thank you for telling us that. That really paints a good picture in our heads here.
I feel like whoever is communicating with us is kind of warming up to us.
Right.
It's giving us
direct answers.
Yeah, true.
Kind of a bummer because it's getting...
We haven't gotten any direct answers. We've gotten very vague answers that you guys have been jumping to, but like I can see how in the moment they think that they're getting direct answers. I don't think the spirits are warming up to them at all. I think they're being very avoided. It could very well be, again, that they just don't have the energy anymore to do this.
Extremely late into the night.
Yeah, dude, it shows the last possible minute.
Literally.
No way.
Wow. It's almost like it did it on purpose.
Who is this? Who's in here? Can you stand in front of this box here to play the song, play music for us? That was us. Music box just went off. Dude, the music box just went off.
Yo.
One time.
I was not even like
this.
Dude, and I am waving my hand in front of it right now. It's not going off.
You have to get close to it.
That was literally a touch, too.
It was a touch.
It wasn't even... That was a touch.
Mm-hmm.
Holy crap.
Can you do that again? Can you do it for longer?
Okay. No.
That's not me.
No, it's not. It's not, dude. It's not.
I'm swinging my arm right now.
Bro, the camera's looking at me. I have my camera tucked into my chest right now.
Like, it would be going off right now if it's me. It went up once, and then we said, can you do it longer? And then it went twice as long that time.
Okay, if you would rather use the music box, if this is Jim, can you make the music box go off?
I don't know if I heard the sound of like his sleeves rustling against the camera, but I thought I heard a voice there. Let's go back real quick.
And twice as long that time.
Okay, if you would rather use the music box.
Listen real closely after he says twice as long this time. There's like a real quick, like, sounds almost like a voice. The reason why I also put this one on over this ear, and I haven't the entire video, is for some reason my headphones aren't working properly, and this one has a lot of static that comes out of it, probably because of how I wear my headphones all the time. The wires are probably messed up. So I was hoping if I did that, I might be able to hear it a little bit better. But let's listen very closely. It sounds almost like there's a word that's being said.
Twice as long that time.
Okay, if you would rather use...
Right there. When he says, okay, it's like a...
And it went twice as long that time.
Okay, if you would rather use the music box, if this is Jim, can you make the music box go off? Even just a little bit?
If this is Jim...
It sounded almost like it could have come from the Ovulus. But they haven't mentioned a word coming through the Ovulus, so I don't know what that is. If it's something from... like the audio being picked up, like maybe they have something playing in the background. Maybe it is just like his arm brushing up against the camera and it's making that noise. But there's definitely something there, and I'm very curious about it.
Can you make it go off again in the next 10 seconds?
Jim! Jim! No! Wait.
That's me. That's me.
Oh my
It's
god.
fucking him. It's Jim. It's Yankee Jim.
Fucking Jim.
Yo, guys.
Oh my god, dude.
Guys.
Yes!
Long story.
That is pretty good evidence right there. The fact that they got a name that is in reference to an actual person on the property, a spirit, that is very good evidence. Now, whether or not we can say it's conclusive evidence is another story, because again, it's an Ovulus. We don't know exactly how they work, or at least I personally don't. But that's really, really good. If that is actually Jim speaking to them, that is phenomenal.
Story short, we were asking who this is. It said Jim. We're talking to Yankee Jim.
Are you serious?
100%, dude.
And that's what we thought the whole time.
No way. We didn't feel like we were talking to Jim at all.
No.
Guys, we thought we were talking to a couple people, but Yankee Jim was not one of them at all.
Dude, we are talking to him. Finally got a direct response. We didn't get any names this whole time.
That's
It's
actually
interesting
insane.
because, like, you would assume we would be the ones communicating with him, being so close to like the gallows, right?
Yeah, but that's like further validating, in my opinion, that like we definitely were talking to Violet or someone of the family, because for sure, if they were talking to Jim, it would make sense for him to be at two places at once.
100%.
Yo, I have the chills, man. This never happens.
No.
I thought if he was gonna come through tonight, he was gonna say James, because I've never seen Jim on this device.
Neither have I, no.
I've seen James.
So, dude, Jim is definitely the one that's been, like, making the noises up here. Probably was the ball of light that we saw.
It sounded like there was another noise there too.
Neither have I, no.
I've seen James.
So, dude, Jim is definitely the one that's been, like, making the noises up here.
There's a quick buzzing sound that might just be static interference on their mic. But it definitely wasn't the same sound that I had heard earlier.
Probably was the ball of light that we saw. But, like, the biggest question is still, like, were you the one that was terrorizing the family, like, while they were living here?
Yes, Jim, was this you this whole time? Can you tell us whether or not you were the reason the family felt cursed? Holy crap, dude, my heart is pounding. Maybe that was confirmation.
It might have been. He's been using both.
Okay, Jim, can you make that go off in the next 10 seconds if you were the reason this family felt cursed?
Honestly, I do think it's pretty clear that Jim was the spirit haunting the Whaley family while they were living here. But I do think there is something to the grounds around here, the cemetery. Like, there is something to that has put a negative presence around all of this land.
No, I agree. I think it's a combination of both, dude. We've had too many words tonight indicating the land, and then also now him. I mean, if you think about it, like, imagine back in the day experiencing just what we've experienced tonight with these noises, seeing the light.
Right.
Eventually you would go crazy.
It is so frustrating that we finally are getting, like, more direct responses, but we only have this house for so long.
Literally 10 more minutes.
Yeah, like that hourglass is like running out right now.
And we would stay longer, but we actually can't stay longer.
Change? We can't.
We can't.
We can't change.
It's like you.
I wonder why that is. I wonder what rules there are that state that they can't stay past what looks like 3:30 in the morning. Maybe it's like city ordinance stuff. Maybe it's like they're considered like a business, so like you can't have people in there after certain hours. That's interesting that they're only allotted a certain amount of time.
And they're going like, wait, hold on. We actually like you guys now. Can we talk?
I really think it is warming up to us.
I know.
Which is also crazy because it's like the vibe I'm getting up there is they're terrified.
Dude, that's what I'm saying.
Every single time we're listening and asking questions, getting a response, we're like, oh wow, thank you.
The vibe down here versus the vibe up there, night and day.
Exactly. It's just kind of double verification of like, we're talking to family members, they're talking to Jim.
I wonder if Jim gave them any answers on, like, his thoughts on, like, why there's a curse here.
Yo.
Dude. Pod.
That was wild timing. I swear, this is like...
Someone's in our circle. Property? Property! No way!
Wait.
Disaster!
Property disaster, dude, as you were showing it.
I literally just said, I wonder if they're getting answers about what the curse is on this land.
Yes.
The property's a disaster.
It's like,
what?
Here's the final confirmation.
Are you kidding telling me?
Of course it all happened at the very end.
Come on. It's like someone is in our circle talking to us now, finally.
Direct answers, too.
I would like to point out, too, they are technically smack dab in the middle of the witching hour, which is 3 in the morning. So they're right around 3:30 in the morning. Now they're starting to get more activity. Maybe there's something there with that. I don't know, I'm just saying.
Okay, well, I feel like we got... What? This is wild.
I know. This room is like charged right now. Like you can feel it. You can feel how charged it is right now.
100%.
If we get 100,000 likes, Connor will come back and do a solo here.
Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
And if I get 100,000 likes, I'll be eternally grateful. And then if one day I have enough money to go out to California, I'll do a solo investigation in the Whaley House. Or maybe I'll go to the Sally House, which is even more haunted and demonic. I'd be cool with just going anywhere with you guys, man. It'd be really fun.
Okay.
Someone has to come back here. You've never done a solo, right? 100,000 likes. Connor's coming back here for a solo. His first solo ever.
I mean, look.
Because someone needs to come back here. We're running out of time.
Hey guys,
Yeah?
we're gonna come down there, okay?
Yeah, it's almost time, unfortunately.
What happened to you guys?
Okay, so we're trying to figure out who we're talking to, right? So we get the word green, which is a color, and violet is a color. We're talking to Violet.
The roots.
The roots of the house. And we're just like, oh, that would make a ton of sense. And then the very last thing we got down here was property and disaster.
Back to back.
Back to back.
Wow. Oh my gosh. That goes with what we were just speculating.
Exactly, dude. Like, Jim was haunting this family while they were here, but the property, there is something about it that is like cursed, dark, whatever you want to call it, but like...
We literally got Jim. It told us Jim.
Wow.
Actually
The
insane.
name.
And we never got Jim on the Ovilus. Halfway through the night, I was getting worried, like, man, are we going to get anything direct? But this last hour and a half, 2 hours here has been just insane with direct. You guys were talking to clearly Violet.
Yes.
We were talking to Jim. Man, what a night.
What a night.
I feel like we're like leaving at a weird time, so I did pitch the idea of Connor doing his first solo.
Oh, how many likes? How many likes?
Well, she said 100,000. So if the people really want it, fine. I don't think they do. I don't think the people really want it.
I think that's gonna happen.
I think I'm gonna make 100,000 accounts myself and just like the crap out of this video.
Dude,
I feel
no.
like
Hit that like button, guys. He hasn't
Do
ever
it.
done a solo.
I think he's underestimating how much people want other people to do things on the internet. Just like I think you're underestimating the fact that you totally can't hit the like and subscribe button. Like, you can't do it. What? You gonna prove me wrong by hitting the like and subscribe button? Do it. Prove me wrong right now.
That is where we're gonna have to end it. Our time is up. Final grain of the hourglass has hit the bottom. Make sure to hit the notification bell. Be ready, subscribe, because this trip is not over. Chelsea is now in control. She is picking the final spot.
the finale is going to be epic.
And if you want to rep Project Fear, go to feargear.shop and grab yourself some merch today.
And if you want to see bonus scenes, deleted scenes from this video and all of our videos, go check out the Fear Club. We have over 100 hours of content on there. Tons of deleted scenes and so much more. It's literally a place where we hang out with you all and get personal and have fun. So check out the Fear Club.
We even have an ongoing contest where you could join us in an overnight. Every month that you're subscribed in the Fear Club is an entry to win.
So if you want to join us for an overnight, go join the Fear Club.
And don't forget to comment down below where you found the hidden rubber duck. We hide one in every video.
And Connor, 100,000 likes.
I was just gonna say, you know, even though I didn't agree to do 100,000 likes, still definitely like the video, guys. It helps us so much. If you just want a free way to support us, just like the video. That's the best thing you can do if you don't want to do anything else. Like the video.
Yep, 100,000 likes though.
Yeah. just like the video, and then we'll take it from there. How's that?
All right, let's get out of this freaking scary house.
Dude, let's get out.
All right, we out.
We out.
All right, let's get out of here.
Let's actually get out.
Okay, so that was Project Fear at the Whaley House. I thought it was pretty interesting. I think these guys got some great chemistry. I think they do some pretty okay ghost hunting work. I like the fact that they have the additional camera that they will put into a room where they are getting some activity. I thought that was really cool. Overall, I had a great time. I know, you know, I blab a lot, I talk a lot. That's kind of one of the whole reasons why you guys are here, I think. But yeah, I am interested to check out more of their stuff. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, you can hit the notification bell and all that stuff. I greatly appreciate it. It is a free way to show support for me and give me validation in all things. And it lets me know that you guys want more stuff like this. With that, if there's any other videos of paranormal investigators or paranormal evidence that you want me to react to, leave a comment down below. And you know, again, I don't know how to end videos. That's kind of one of my things. I don't know when to stop. When do I shut up? How do I say goodbye?